presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's a late afternoon edition of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, and the countdown has begun as the Saginaw Spirit prepare to face off against the Brampton Steelheads at the CAA Center for the one and only time this season. Hi, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, and we'll head over there shortly as the Spirit look to dust themselves off after a defeat last night at the hands of the Guelph Storm. Yeah, it turned out to be a defeat, but Saginaw started the scoring less than a minute in when Brody Popoy took his first strides onto the ice, nabbed a puck off the boards just inside the Guelph blue line, took it in for his third goal of the season.
Just barely inside the Guelph blue line. Storm will take back over. Ryland Singh, little fumble. Here's a chance. Popoy right on the ice. He scores! Brody Popoy, a steal. His first shift of the hockey game. 19:13 left in the first period. Saginaw up 1-0.
Guelph evened it up on the power play, but Saginaw got a man advantage of their own soon after. Right off the tie-up, James Go drops the puck for Igor Barabanov in the high slot. He lined up his shot perfectly past the glove of the Storm netminder to retake the lead.
Levi Harper, he's got the puck now. Go for Barabanov. Left circle, curls and drags. He scores! Igor Barabanov, confidence on that release. Over the glove of Jovanovski. 2-1 Spirit on a power play goal.
Guelph pushed ahead in the second, then took a 2-goal lead less than 30 seconds into the final frame. Saginaw struggled to generate some offense, but Stepan Shurigan stood tall on some dangerous rushes the other way.
Chopped that by Beauchene. Lane gives this one off. Paquette, counterattack. Serlin down the right wing. Put back in front. Paquette to the net, and a great patch save. Oh, Stepan Shurigan holding Saginaw in this one. Now it's Jilkin back the other way.
At 13 minutes, 25 seconds, a good forecheck from the Spirit's top line resulted in Barabanov picking up a puck on the boards, centering it to Nikita Klepov for his team-leading 15th goal of the season to bring it back within one.
Jovanovski out to play it. Jilkin's right on him. He gave it right in front to Barabanov. Now Klepov, he scores! A fortunate break for the Spirit and relief on the face of Nikita Klepov. Saginaw's within one. It's 4-3.
Some late penalty trouble kept play in the Saginaw end, and an empty net goal with 20 seconds remaining sealed the deal for a 5-3 Storm win in what was really a close game pretty much all the way through. The Spirit's top line looked sharp, Barabanov picking up 2 points on the night. He, Klepov, and Jilkin will be counted on again this afternoon as the Spirit take on the Brampton Steelheads for the first of two meetings, the only one on the road for the Spirit this season. The Trouts sit 7th in the Eastern Conference after dropping their last 3 games. Last night, they had a 2-0 lead over the Niagara Ice Dogs heading into the third period, but then they let 3 goals in less than 2.5 minutes in the final frame, plus an empty netter late, ultimately losing 4-2. That'll leave a bad taste in any team's mouths, and they'll be looking for some redemption here today. Meanwhile, Saginaw want to avoid a 3-game skid. They'll be leaning on Caleb Papineau as he makes another start this season. We'll hear about that and more after this break when Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary in Coach's Corner. This is Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face Off on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner is a Spirit closeout this weekend in Brampton against the Steelheads, joined again by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And Coach, looking back to last night's game against Guelph, tons of chances for you guys. And when the analytics say that a game should go one way and it goes maybe a little bit differently than that, how do you help your guys through that?
Well, we look at the reason why they didn't go that way. Like, we got too many guys that, like, you look at some of the chances, some of the goals just from us either being soft or not playing through hands, or the type of turnovers we make. Like, even in a game where we play well and we didn't give up much, we still gave up enough to lose games. And then discipline. Like, Barchie's penalty was completely stupid. James go at the end when we have a power play. Basically, if we don't score on that power play with the goalie out, we're going to play the rest of the game 4 and change up a man with a chance to score. We take an absolutely boneheaded power play after a bad pass, and it ends up losing the game. It's hard to get out of these stretches. Like, there's so many things I liked in our game last night. We talked about that with our team, but there's still 7, 8, 9 things that, like, are big things, even though they don't seem big, that if you don't do well, it ends up in your net, and that's exactly what happened.
Brody Popoy comes out, an early goal to get things going last night. Just as his skill set has developed, is he kind of knocking on the door of maybe finding that finishing touch a little bit more? Is that something you're seeing him get close to a consistent finisher level?
Yeah, he's just got to be quicker at releases. Like, last night's a little bit different. It's him and the goalie break in, nice shot, good area, but around the net or in the slot when he gets passes, his instinct has to be shoot off pass. He's been working on it a lot with Pose, but it's got to translate to a game where it's on a stick and off to the net quickly if he wants to score. But he's done a lot of good things, from entries to possessions to low zone plays to getting to the net front, all those little things that you need to play and do to score in this league. He does well, and I expect his numbers to keep climbing for sure.
For a guy like Igor Barabanov, 5 points in his last 2 games. He's second on your team in scoring right now, but sometimes maybe flies under the radar a little bit. In his position, an older player trying to get back into the NHL draft, what are the things that he's probably working on or more focused on developing right now at this standpoint?
Yeah, competing, playing on the inside, playing through hands. Like, everybody in the world is starting to learn that he can score, but can he check? Can his game translate to pro? Can he do all those things at the next level? If some team's going to use one of their 7 draft picks on him, you've got to show that you have layers to your game, or show that when you don't have your A game, what's your B game, to help teams win nightly at that pro level. And I think his focus has been on that.
And then a Steelheads team, you only see them twice this year. This is the first time. They've had their, obviously, ups and downs just like everybody else. But what stands out the most about the way they play the game that you're looking at here today?
Well, they're winning lately. They beat the first team to beat the almighty Brantford, and JR is a good coach, and they got a lot of guys there that probably don't love that they get overlooked most nights, I would think, because everybody would think right away after the players they lost to the NCAA that they were going to have a terrible season. It's been anything but the fact. They're gritty, they play hard, they make plays, they play on the inside, like, they come at you real hard, and they play with an attitude, and we have to be ready to match that.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary. Saginaw closes out the weekend in Brampton. Back after this on your own for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today. Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
The CAA Center here in Brampton, Ontario, the site of this afternoon's contest between the Brampton Steelheads and the Saginaw Spirit. Second year of the Steelheads in Brampton. A not very frequent opponent of the Saginaw Spirit, but an incredibly important game here on this Saturday afternoon. Hi, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks for being with us for this one. For the Spirit, there is a sense of urgency in this hockey game right now. We are just weeks away from the mid-season break for the holiday. Saginaw 9-13, 3-3 on the year, 4th in the division, 8th in the conference, just hanging out on the edge of that playoff picture. They need to start trending in a positive direction here as we get closer to 2026. The opponents tonight, the Brampton Steelheads, in a similar position in the Eastern Conference. 7th place right now, 11 wins on the year. But like you heard Chris Lasry say during Coach's Corner, maybe having a better year than a lot of people would have given them credit for at the start of the season. They're looking to bounce back after 3 consecutive losses. They dropped a 2-0 lead last night in what would become a 4-2 loss to the Niagara Ice Dogs. We'll take a look at our starting lineups for today's game, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. For the Steelheads, again, looking to come back with a big 2 points on home ice. They will go with Manuel Amato, the rookie, on the left side. Julian DiMiglio at center. It'll be McGregor Richmond on the right side. And their top defensive pair, Jakob Fibiger, Parker Von Richter on the back end. Fibiger, of course, a 7th-round pick by the Seattle Kraken in 2024. For the Spirit, it only took this line a couple of seconds to get into the hockey game last night. Brody Popoy scored the game's first goal within the first minute. He starts on the left side with Carson Harmer and Jacob Kluche, Josh Glavin and Hayden Bartz on the back end. Xander Valeris is a game-time decision. He took warm-ups as the extra skater here this afternoon. Your starting lineups brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Before we drop the puck here in Brampton, Jonathan has your out-of-town scores back in the studio.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores today brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Facing off alongside the Spirit and the Steelheads here this afternoon, the Brantford Bulldogs hosting the North Bay Battalion. We'll see if we can keep Brantford and Brampton straight all evening long. The Barrie Colts visiting the Kingston Frontenacs as well. A little bit later on this evening, the Erie Otters visit the Owen Sound Attack. The Peterborough Petes hosting the Ottawa 67s, and the London Knights completing a home-and-home pair of games with the Windsor Spitfires. Windsor took the win last night, and now London visits the Spits to complete that series. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, puck drop in Brampton between the Spirit and the Steelheads here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber, Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Beerline Companies also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
WSGW invites you to make us part of your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with special programming. On Christmas Eve at noon, WSGW presents a broadcast of the Saginaw Eddy Band Christmas Concert, presented by Frankenmuth Credit Union. At 2 p.m. Christmas Eve, it's the Valley Lutheran Christmas, presented by Marty Hessler of Thrivent Financial. From 4 p.m. Christmas Eve until 1 a.m., you'll enjoy Mannheim Steamrollers American Christmas, presented by Frankenmuth Credit Union. Overnight Christmas Eve from 1 to 5 a.m., George Norrie is live with his Coast to Coast show. Then Christmas Day from 5 a.m. to midnight, it's more of Mannheim Steamrollers American Christmas, presented by Frankenmuth Credit Union. Celebrating Christmas with WSGW, 100.5 FM and 790 AM, and online, WSGW.com. Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Blue Jays scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Storm Master Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
The CAA Center here in Brampton, Ontario. Saginaw's only visit here on the season. Last time they were here, almost a league record. 5 seconds into overtime for the Spirit to pick up a 3-2 win, but that was a long time ago, and the present is incredibly important here to Saginaw right now, just on the edge of the playoff picture. They'd like to make their way up the Western Conference. We'll take a look at our starting goaltenders for today's game. Brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Luke Johnson, a second-round pick by the Steelheads in 2025. Evanston, Illinois native. He gets the start here tonight for the Steelheads. 19 saves on 21 shots in his last game, an overtime loss to Sudbury back on November the 29th. Caleb Papineau makes his first start for the Spirit since November the 8th against the North Bay Battalion. This is his fourth start of the year, looking for his second win. Papineau, after 9 consecutive starts by Stepan Shurigan. Your officials for today's game. Brought to you by WNAM TV5. Mac Nickel and Alex Jobert, the referees. Brody Rondelet and Eric Taylor will work the lines. Carson Harmer will go for the opening face-off against Julian D'Amiglio. It's brought to you by Delta College. Saginaw moving left to right. We're underway here on this Saturday afternoon. Steelheads will take over off the opening draw in their black alternate jerseys with the blue trim. Carson Harmer pushes this back in and around. Saginaw, therefore, wearing the traveling whites, or they've become the traveling whites in a big-time collision as Hayden Barch got locked up with Manuel Amato, and he is down, and he is not getting back up yet. We've played just 19 seconds here in this hockey game, and Hayden Barch steps up with a big hit early, and there is concern right now for Manuel Amato. 13th round pick of the Steelheads in 2024, a rookie here in his first OHL season. Barch stepped up just inside the blue line, and he's been put in the penalty box here. Hayden Barch took what ended up being an interference penalty last night in Guelph against the Storm. That was given a pretty long look. Second ended up falling in that game 5-3. That hit from Barch back in behind the Spirit net ended up getting tagged a 2-minute minor for interference. So he doesn't waste very much time as far as starting out the physical presence here in this hockey game. And Amato just now getting help back up to, he's on all fours right now. Maybe a little bit of premature applause here, but the iPad is going to come out here for the referees to take a look and see is there potential for a major penalty. It's hard to see exactly what the principal point of contact was. The helmet of Amato got knocked off. Now, that can be from a lot of things. If Barch catches the shoulder, if there's some torque there, he gets twisted around, that's going to dislodge the helmet. We've yet to see a replay here inside the building. And again, we played less than a minute already in this game. We played 19 seconds. There's a 5-minute major up on the board for Hayden Barch right now, and of course that's going to be reviewed. But boy, for a Spirit team that's needing the points right now, if you start the hockey game almost from the opening face-off with a 5-minute penalty to kill, that's about as difficult of a start to the game as you can have. But again, the officials will take their look at this. Saginaw last night, it was death by power play goal against, again. The Storm went 2 for 4 on the man advantage, and one ended up being that 5-3 victory. Charlie Paquette had his way with Saginaw power play goal en route to a hat trick. And again, they're taking a look at Hayden Barch. Head-checking penalty has been announced in the building. We'll see. We do not have a replay available to us up here in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We've not seen one inside the building just yet, so we're at the mercy of whatever the officials see on the tablets right now, and we can't really deliver much information to you. But everybody just trying to stretch out and stay loose right now. Again, for the goaltenders' sake, Luke Johnson and Caleb Papineau have been the backup goaltenders for their organizations here this year. Zach Bowen's been carrying the mail for the Brampton Steelheads. The former London Knight had played 24 hockey games this year, played the Niagara Ice Dogs last night. And again, these are two hockey teams trying to shake off some difficult stretches right now. Back-to-back losses for Saginaw. Brampton, 3 straight losses, one of them in overtime. But again, they were up 2-0 on Niagara last night, and the Ice Dogs come in and they score 4 unanswered goals in the third period. So there's losing games, and then there's blowing a lead like that in the third period that's going to sting just a little bit more. And again, if you're just with us, we're 19 seconds into this game. No score. Hayden Barch is in the penalty box here for the Spirit. And he's done. Wow. He's done. 5-minute major and a game misconduct for the hit to the head. Hayden Barch's night lasts 19 seconds. And again, we'll try when we have a longer break here. We'll try to get a look at that replay for you if we can. But Saginaw to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here, and there's some work to be cut out for him. Demas Yilkins out for the first time here tonight. This afternoon, he's going to get waved out of this face-off. Sebastian Gervais out there with him. Josh Glavin and Braden Jones out on the penalty kill, and the Spirit do get things out to center ice. Hayden Barch, 5 in the game for a head check. As Manuel Amado is back down the tunnel in the Brampton Steelheads dressing room. Brampton 20% on the nose on the man advantage this year. They're into the offensive zone. Here's Zabeski. Brampton captain trying to take that puck right to the net. Spirit say no. This on the far side boards, Kieran Witkowski. Near side, Jakob Fibiger. Leading scorer from the blue line here for the Steelheads this year. Sends it back down into the corner. This one wheels around for Gabriel Sherratt. Zabeski picks it up down low as well. They rim it back up the boards. Fibiger again, 23 points in 26 games. Quarterbacks this power play. On to the far side. Fibiger gets it back. Long point shot shrugged off by Papineau. Rebound chance stopped as well. Jilkin takes care of the rebound, but Fibiger holds it in. Right wing circle. Witkowski. This one turned back down low. Looking to go back up to the right point. Fibiger again. Just inside the line from the corner now. This one tossed wide by Zabeski. Von Richter to Fibiger, then back to Von Richter. Down the boards they go again. Minute 10 seconds gone on the Hayden Barch major penalty. Uri Rausch is serving it, looking back door there. That one fumbled off the toe of Gabriel Sherratt's stick. Fibiger holds it in. Near side, Sherratt. Walking back up to the point. Just inside the line, Sherratt moves across the slot into the right wing circle, takes a rising shot. That goes up into the glass and wheels all the way back out to center. Minute and a half gone on the PK. It's back in behind the Brampton net right now. And setting up shop, Fibiger. As Carson Harmer's out, Saginaw's finally gotten some fresh penalty killers out. That was a long 2-minute shift there for the first group. Steelheads fired back around. 17:52 to go in the first period, no score. Saginaw in the midst of their first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. Here's Josh Avery back in for the Steelheads, former Brantford Bulldog. That one jammed back out the far side. Steelheads keep it in. David Green. This one thrown back over from Owen Cartwright. He gets it back now. Cartwright shot into traffic and is saved by Papineau. We didn't see it until it hit his goal stick. This is picked up here by Saginaw's Jacob Kluche. Short-handed, not a lot of room. He gets it out to center and into the offensive zone. Tries a cross-ice pass there for Carson Harmer. That's broken up. Troy Patton now back in behind the Steelheads net. Owen Cartwright again. As they'll try to get some fresh bodies out here. 2:28 left on the major penalty to Hayden Barch. As the Steelheads are not in any hurry to move from out behind their own net. Jakob Fibiger. Drop back. Sherratt is back on here for the top unit. Mason Zabeski, top of the left circle. Fibiger tosses this one over. Von Richter down low. Sherratt left circle. Looking to go through the seam. That one hopped up and over the stick there of Kieran Witkowski. And the Spirit get it out to center. Nikita Klepov throws that one back in on the goaltender, Luke Johnson. And this is back in the far corner of the Steelheads end. 1:54 left on the Barch Major. Steelheads start out from behind their own goal line again. Cross-ice pass. Jakob Fibiger darts down the wall past Josh Glavin. Throws it around in behind the net of Papineau. Back up to the center point. Parker Von Richter. Climbing the wall now, Kieran Witkowski. This is Saga native. This one goes off the master, Caleb Papineau. From a long ways away. Back in behind the net it goes here. 1:24 on the Brampton power play. Bouncing puck up the wall is picked up by Saginaw's Nikita Klepov. He's on it from center ice. Back into the offensive zone with Sebastian Gervais. Back in behind the Brampton goal. Gervais locking up with Mason Zabeski. This one moved up to the right wing boards, and the Steelheads will try to sneak one more line change here. Sherratt makes his way in. DeMiglio, give and go with Sherratt. Down into the corner. Rolling puck will move up high. This is David Green. Getting that puck back from Owen Cartwright. Green for Sherratt. Back to Green. Up high. The long shot goes wide. There's a broken stick on this play. Hard to see exactly who it belongs to. It's Xander Valeris, and there's another penalty coming as James Go gets into one of the Steelheads from behind. 15:23 to go here in this first period, and there was An immediate response, an immediate groan as Julian DeMiglio took that hit, and James Goh is going to head over to the Spirit penalty box. 42 seconds left on the penalty to Hayden Barch, and Goh is going to join him. 2 minutes for boarding to James Goh. And you understand that you want a physical start to the hockey game, but this is not the way to go about doing it. First Barch on the head contact penalty. Now James Goh on the boarding call. They go heavily into the wall back behind the Saginaw net. 42 seconds of a 5-on-3 for Brampton here. Not even 5 minutes into the game, still no score. Steelheads win the offensive zone face-off. Back to Von Richter. Creeps towards the middle. Drops this one back off. McGregor Richmond walks over. Right wing face-off circle. That one fought off by Caleb Papineau. It was off the stick of Jakob Fibiger. Von Richter working his way towards the middle. 22 seconds left at 5-on-3 for Brampton. Here's an opportunity right in between the dots, and a great save with the glove. Caleb Papineau snares that shot from Joshua Avery. Had the room, tried to take advantage of it. Not a ton of traffic in the way of Caleb Papineau. He's able to see it the whole way through. Had to look left around the player that was in front of him. Troy Patton was stationed right on the edge of the Spirit goal crease, but Papineau has gotten the hands involved early. 6 shots on goal for the Steelheads, none yet here for Saginaw. 16 seconds from now, Uri Rauja will be released from the penalty box, serving the Barch minor. 1:34 left on James Goh's penalty. Steelheads win the offensive zone face-off again. Fibiger over to the right circle. One-timer, they score. Avery does get it through off the crossbar. Over the shoulder of Papineau. It's 1-0, and here come the Teddy Bears here on Teddy Bear Toss Day inside the CAA Center. A strange start to this hockey game for the Spirit, for sure. There are some games on the road, but there are a series of events that just make you kind of scratch your head. This is one of them here, a strange start to the Saturday afternoon. Great shot by Josh Avery. With just 1 assist in his last 9 hockey games. Avery, the former Brantford Bulldog, gets off the slide here, picks up his 7th goal of the season. He was picked up for a couple of draft picks back on October the 3rd. 7th goal of the year for Avery. Catches in on the power play. And it was the final 8 seconds of the Barch penalty. So that'll actually, I believe, bring the James Goh penalty off the board. That's probably a best-case scenario for Saginaw. The final 8 seconds are sheltered. But the Teddy Bears continue to fly here inside CAA Center. As it is that time of year, Saginaw will celebrate their Teddy Bear Toss Night coming up on December the 20th. Tickets available for that game at SaginawSpirit.com as they'll take on the Oshawa Generals. 14:49 to go here in this first period. Josh Avery has scored a power play goal for the Brampton Steelheads, and Saginaw still got some PK time cut out for themselves. But we'll step aside real quick. While the Bears begin to fall, we'll take a break. Saginaw trails 1-0. Back to CAA Center in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Carroll, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, We create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Beerline Companies also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Hi, this is Sebastian Gervais, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Well, the Spirit are going to be looking for some leadership here on this Saturday afternoon, and Sebastian Gervais probably someone that they're going to turn to quite a bit. They trail 1-0, 14:49 to go in this first period. There are 8 seconds left on Hayden Barch's major penalty as the Teddy Bears are being scooped up and carted off here inside the CAA Center. It was a pretty steady stream for a little while, and I do believe that there was one that came down and hit Caleb Papineau, so he's probably feeling a little bit surly right now. The shot from Josh Avery, not a ton you can do about it. He's a left shot in the right circle on the power play. Perfect one-timer up over the shoulder at Caleb Papineau off the crossbar and in. But for the Spirit, they've already seen one of their defensemen done for the game. 19 seconds, that's all that Hayden Barch is going to get here in this contest. And he's back in the dressing room, so you try to pull the silver lining from it. Saginaw did dress 7 defensemen for this hockey game. So they're down to James Go, Levi Harper, Josh Glavin, Graydon Jones, Blake Barnes, and Xander Valeris. And with the fact that it was a major penalty and there's only 8 seconds left on it, the alternative would be that they'd still have about a minute and a half on that James Go boarding penalty. So they've just got 8 more seconds here of the major call once the Bears are cleaned up off the ice, and then they can get back to actually working things out offensively. Spirit trying to snap a mini 2-game skid right now. And again, this is a Brampton team that blew a late 2-goal lead to the Niagara Ice Dogs in their most recent game just last night. So this is really, it's an opportunity for Saginaw to get the feelings going back in a positive direction. And again, there are sometimes just starts to games that are a little bit outside the norm. I think it's a little bit tough to anticipate a major penalty 19 seconds into the game. And then the power play goal against ends up being the Teddy Bear toss goal. But you know what? This is the time of year where you got to sharpen the mental toughness a little bit, because the Spirit are, again, in 8th place right now in the OHL's Western Conference. They got to turn things around here. And we talked about Sebastian Gervais. At this point, he's in the top 5 of team scoring. 17 points through 28 games here in his overage season. Was a point-per-game player. 12 points in 12 contests in the month of November. And again, he was called upon quite a bit last night in Guelph. But the Spirit just coming up short there. So they're waiting. They've seen the exodus of Bears come off the ice. We'll see who Chris Lazary goes with to round out the last few moments of penalty kill time. And Brampton, Jonathan mentioned during pregame that we were going to have to work extra hard to differentiate between Brantford and Brampton. That's, for those of you keeping track at home, that's number one. But Brampton, the Steelheads, had been operating at just 12% of the power play here at home. So for them to get up and out to the 1-0 lead on a man advantage goal, that's got to feel good for them. And now the Spirit's starting to come back onto the ice here, get the legs stretched out. Looks like warm-ups again as everybody's kind of going for a skate. It'll be the Russian line. Igor Barabanov, Dima Zhilkin, Nikita Klepov to start back out. Klepov snapped a mini-scoring drought just last night in Guelph against the Storm. It looked to get the Spirit going again in a positive direction. It made it a 1-goal game in the third period. Of course, the comeback effort would fall short, but there was noticeable relief on the face of Nikita Klepov. Snapped what had been a 7-game scoring drought for him. Now, there were some assists in that time, but for Nikita Klepov, who's got 15 goals on the year now, 7 games without a marker is a long time for him. And he's Saginaw's top NHL draft prospect. Still projected to be a first-round pick, but was then able to find the score sheet at the CHL USA Prospects Challenge. So this is an important stretch here for Nikita Klepov because, everybody's got those eyeballs on him. If you get that A from Central Scouting that says you're a first-round prospect, the eyeballs dial in on you for the entire season. And if you go an extended amount of time without finding the back of the net, it doesn't take long for maybe momentum in the public opinion to start going against you a little bit. So good on Klepov for finding the back of the net there. And the Spirit are going to need that scoring touch here in this hockey game. They're going to start out 8 seconds left on the Brampton power play. The Teddy Bears are gone. Uri Rouse just stands up in the penalty box. One last hump to get over here for Saginaw, then they can start getting things moving the other direction. Avery controls out the faceoff. He's going to snap that one right into the chest protector of Caleb Papineau. Another tense moment there. As right off the draw, Avery and Keaton Ardaugh bring that into the offensive zone on a mini 2-on-1. Down to 2 seconds left on the penalty to Hayden Bartz for head contact. One more offensive zone faceoff here for the Steelheads. Up 1-0, 14:41 to go in this opening period. Rouse is out. He's going to rejoin the play. Puck back in behind. The Saginaw net. Stolen by Igor Barabanov. Dimas Zhilkin joins things. He's got the puck up the right side. Zhilkin, long shot, easy pad, save, long rebound there off the right leg of Luke Johnson. This one picked up by Brampton's Avery. Wheeled back. David Green. Thrown back around now for Keaton Ardaugh on the far board. Stolen by Barabanov. 5 points in his last 2 contests. Barabanov up for Nikita Klepov. A spin just inside the line. Given to Igor Barabanov again. Looking down low to the goal line. Zhilkin can't go back in front for Igor Barabanov. Steelheads toss this off the near boards. Zhilkin wheels it back around and takes a check. Braden Jones on this puck down the far side boards. Hit by Patton. Puck back in behind the Brampton net. They'll clear this puck. Now a roller, and all of a sudden a 2-on-1. Ardaugh down the wing, trying to go in front. That one tied up at the last second by Blake Barnes. Barabanov there for Braden Jones. Outlet pass, Kluche trying to catch the Steelheads changing. Kluche poked away at the last second by the former Flint Firebird Reed Gee. Back behind the Brampton net. 13:30 to go. First period, 1-0 Steelheads. This is Gee from center. Cross corner dump in, and they will tag Brampton with an icing here. And we'll take another stoppage. 13:23 to go here. First period, 1-0 Steelheads. Back in a moment here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
1-0 Brampton here in the first period. 13:23 left in it. A power play goal off the stick of Josh Avery. But now it's Saginaw's turn, back at 5-on-5 to try and get back in this hockey game. 8-1 against them right now. Carson Harmer's going to get waved out of this faceoff in the offensive zone for Jacob Kluche. And now the referees are going to tell Carson Harmer to come back. The players are confused. Harmer's going to take the draw. Steelheads are going to win it. Reed Gee up the near side, a big-time collision. James Go steps up, tried to sit down his man right in front. This will be Botno picking this up. He gets the shoulder from Jacob Kluche. There's some frustration mounting here on the Saginaw side of things. This is tossed back in, a bouncing puck taken by DeMiglio. And another big-time collision as Carson Harmer goes back with Julian DeMiglio. That puck rolled off the toe of Carson Harmer's stick. Thrown back in behind the Brampton net. Peter Green, a shoulder with Kluche. This is Levi Harper just inside the line. Over to James Go. Drop pass. Levi Harper just at the top of the left circle. Ducks back down below the Brampton net. Put back in front looking for Papoy there. That shot rolls off the outside of the goal. This will be picked up and moved out to center. DeMiglio kicked that from skate to stick. Jacob Kluche sends it back the other direction. Another big-time collision as Carson Harmer was stepped into by Gee. It's back behind the Brampton net. Lucas DeMiglio in with his brother Julian DeMiglio. A couple of sets of brothers here. This one long shot back in on Caleb Papineau, and a skipping puck will hit him right in the midsection. He'll hang on. 12:15 to go here in this first period. It stays a 1-0 game in favor of the Brampton Steelheads. Defensive zone faceoff for the Spirit, Sebastian Gervais. Steelheads win this one back. David Green looking for Sherratt. Leading scorer here for the Steelheads up front. Saginaw's going to clear. Now a 3-on-2. Nick Sema down the wing. Trying to toss it towards the middle, looking for Gervais. Follow-up from the point is off the stick of Xander Valeris and back down below the Brampton net. Around the horn it comes. Josh Glavin can't hold things in. Saginaw regroups at center. Off the far wall, Uri Rauja. Then for Nick Sema. Turn in on the backhand. David Green into the corner. Zabeski up for Witkowski. Then towards the middle, this is Sherratt trying to dance on through Nick Sema. Braden Jones hit by Sherratt. Back and behind the Saginaw net is Blake Barnes. Move the puck on through, looking for Sebastian Gervais. Through some contact, he'll fight. Nick Sema gets hit by Sherratt, but he got the puck into the offensive end for Zilkin. Saginaw's offside. They got to touch up. Jakob Fibiger from back behind the Brampton net. Fibiger steps up to center and fires us back in behind the net of Papineau. Nearly 9 minutes gone here in the first period. 1-0 Steelheads. Puck held inside the line. Here's Fibiger into the circle. That one blocked by a sliding Barabanov. Turnaround chance in the corner. This one's brought back out off McGregor Richmond. Steelheads hold it alive here. Fibiger in on the backhand of Graydon Jones' corner. Turn that puck up the wall. Dimas Zilkin calmly out of danger. Finds Barnes. The stretch pass is shut down in the neutral zone. McGregor Richmond down the right side, back into the offensive zone. Tries to drag through Barabanov. That one's off his stick, and this is picked up here by Ty Daniels, the rookie. Saginaw's Levi Harper will take it away up to Zilkin at center. 3-on-2 as Barabanov joins. Zilkin put that right into the skates of Klepov. Barabanov's got it down the right side corner. McGregor Richmond hits him, hauls him down. No more puck for Barabanov. Julian DeMiglio locking up here on the near side wall with Klepov. He can't pull that puck around, and DeMiglio's got it back in behind the Brampton net again. Collision at the Steelheads line. Trevor Thoyer is on. He pushes this puck down into the corner. Up the near side, Avery's going to reel it in. Steelheads trying to move north. Not going to be able to do so. This is back the other way. Sebastian Gervais looking in front there. The chance. Big time collision is Storch and Thoyer get knocked down on one another. Held into the Steelheads corner again. Another hit. Levi Harper throws his man down. 9:40 to go here in the first period. Peter Green takes over here for the Steelheads. Their first round pick in 2025. Avery, the outlet pass, gets right in front of James Go. And Sebastian Gervais to come back and pick this puck up. Levi Harper up the wing. This one down into the corner. David Green back behind the Steelheads net. 9:20 to go. Outlet pass. 1-0 here. The Steelheads have the lead. James Go picks it up at center. Fumbled there to Avery. This is a puck that nobody can pick up. Keaton Ardagh just at the Saginaw blue line. James Go tries to poke at it. Finally, it emerges from the scrum and ends up all the way back in Brampton territory. Kluche gets to it first. Back behind the net. Comes out. James goes the late man. Takes a shot that gets blocked on its way through. Brody Papoy got locked up with the goaltender. And Owen Cartwright in front. The puck comes back up to James Go. Over to Xander Valeris. A left point shot. That's right into the glove. And held by Luke Johnson. He'll hang on for a faceoff. There's a little bit more afterwards as Jacob Kluche's got a thing or two to say. So you're trying to stir the pot here. Down 1-0 with 8:47 left. And again, dressing 7 forwards, 7 defensemen and 11 forwards rather. Xander Valeris was listed as the extra skater taking warm-ups. And as we try to take a look down on the Saginaw bench, I do believe Miroslav Satan might actually be the healthy scratch here tonight for Saginaw, joining Ryan Hanrahan and Jensen Geldart. As this is blown down here right off the draw. 8:43 to go in the first period. We have an interference penalty coming up against the Steelheads. David Green, the guilty party. 8:43 to go in the first. Saginaw's first IBEW Local 557 power play. They found the back of the net last night on an Igor Barabanov goal. Usual suspects out, Barabanov, Gervais, Yilkin, Klepov, and James Go, and a bouncing puck in on Caleb Papineau. He makes a save. That puck may have changed direction at the last second. Now Patton's in on a shorthanded steal and a shot blocked by James Go. This is back in behind Caleb Papineau's net. Steelheads toss it out on the backhand. This is Fibiger from back in the Brampton zone. Cross-ice pass deflected by Zilkin. Another shorthanded 2-on-1. Patton down the wing. Blocker saved by Caleb Papineau again. Up to 8 saves here, or 9 saves now in this first period. Shorthanded Zabeski. Trying to take time off the clock. This is Gervais gets tripped up. Play's going to continue. Lost the puck in front. Papineau's got to put the glove on top of it. 1:18 left here on this Saginaw power play. They spent the majority on it in their own defensive end, and the penalty box door will swing open. I thought that was going to go uncalled. The back referee must have been the one to call it. So Saginaw's going to head to the 2-man advantage with 8:01 here in this opening period. Zabeski will join David Green in the box on the tripping call. So the official in the neutral zone calls that one, and so Saginaw comes away with maybe a little bit of luck after they were hemmed in their own end for a little bit. 1:18 on the 5-on-3. Levi Harper off the draw. Klepov the one-time shot. That one blocked on the way through, and the Steelheads will clear it out again. Good block by Jakob Fibiger. I'll have a bruise to tell the story. Levi Harper from his own blue line. Dropped off. This is Igor Barabanov in with speed. Over the left side of the line. Shut down on the far boards by Sherratt. This is turned back in behind the Steelheads. Net Dimas Jokin tries to get in after it. That's poked away. Barabanov on it again. In front looking for Klepov. Bouncing puck and a hop right over his stick. Klepov races out to the line to keep the puck alive. Steelheads are there. But so Sebastian Gervais. Jokin goal line. In front looking for Barabanov. Sent just wide. Rebound off the boards. Is knocked out to center. Levi Harper from the red line again. Steelheads get fresh bodies on. Barabanov is in. 30 seconds on the 5-on-3. Harper for Klepov in the corner. Nikita Klepov back to the top of the circle. Now goal line Gervais. The pass back to Klepov disrupted. He'll knock this puck down after Fibiger got a stick on it. Klepov over to Barabanov. Back to Levi Harper. Moves in near side. One-timer. Klepov scores! A missile over the glove of Luke Johnson. It's a power play goal with 6:54 left in the period. The Spirit tie the game. That is the version of Nikita Klepov and the Spirit power play that Saginaw needs. A little bit more of a confidence boost after finding the back of the net yesterday. Klepov calm with a couple of puck touches earlier on that power play. He settled the puck down in an instance where I think a lot of players would have panicked. And they find a way to get him the puck down in the lower half of the circle. And power play goals, one aside, have evened this game here. 6:54 to go in the first period. Still 54 seconds left of Spirit power play time. They are 1 for 1 here on the man advantage as Brody Papoy in the second unit will get their opportunity. Back around the boards it goes. Carson Harmer there for Nick Sema. Out of the corner. Sema up to the right point. James Go. Walking to the middle. Near side. Carson Harmer in the circle. Takes another shot. Loose. And now a save made as Johnson covers it up. There was a lot of traffic in front. James Go's been put back in the second power play unit. Levi Harper. He'll pick up the assist on that opening goal here for Saginaw along with Igor Barabanov. So Chris Lasry talked yesterday about how Harper would have to earn his way back onto the top power play. He's done so there. And maybe the boarding penalty from James Go, it was maybe a bit more of a punitive measure. He's back on power play too, but Harper's made the most of it. Go's got the puck now. Off the draw into the circle. Harmer back to James Go. A rising shot. That one's a blocker save by Johnson. Goes well up into the air and out of play. James Go very close to equalizing with a power play marker of his own. That would have reset the score, at least between the two defensemen on the Spirit side of things. 20 seconds left on the Brampton power play. Mason Zabeski in the box for tripping. Nick Sema to take this offensive zone face-off between Harmer and Papoy. Harmer back to Klutze. James Go, Carson Harmer. Right wing circle. Sliding back into the corner. Couple of stick fakes. James go over to the left circle. Kluche near side. Harmer takes a shot. Looking there for the SEMA deflection. It goes wide. Kluche shrugs off a check. Back down low for SEMA. Power play time expires. SEMA tries to bring it in front. That was blocked on its way through. Steelheads moving out the center. Zabeski's out of the box. And he's down the left side. Into the offensive zone. Shut down. Green. A bouncing puck onto the far boards. Nick SEMA takes the hit from Sherratt. And throws this puck back in behind the goaltender, Luke Johnson. Zabeski gets it out to center. Graydon Jones on it there for the Spirit. 5:35 to go in the first period. 1-1 on a couple of power play goals. Dimas Yilkin angles this back in for Saginaw. Taken by Owen Cartwright. Then back around. David Green here for the Steelheads, shouldered by Dimas Yilkin. Off the glove of Blake Barnes. Trying to go there to Nikita Klepov. That one shut down, but Barnes moves it out to Barabanov. That pass was about chest high, knocked down by a Steelhead, but onside now for Saginaw. Klepov to Barabanov and a sliding block on its way through. Back out to center. Here's Blake Barnes for the Spirit. Barabanov picks up the puck at center. Darts down the right side, cuts on through. Nice move. Barabanov shoots and he put it off the crossbar. That would have been one of his best of the year. Steelheads come back the other way. Avery cross ice late, man. Here's a chance. They score. Keaton Ardaugh low on the blocker side of Caleb Papineau. 4:46 to go in the period, and Brampton ahead 2-1. A very close call on the Saginaw side of things. 6th goal of the year for Ardaugh. That shot from Igor Barabanov went off the elbow, right over the shoulder, and off the goalpost in behind Luke Johnson. Steelheads take advantage. They get the speed back the other direction. Everybody forgot about Keaton Ardaugh. He's able to slip into the right circle, and a right shot, snap it cross ice, cross body on Caleb Papineau to make it 2-1. Puck just inside the Spirit line here. 4.5 left in the period. 2-1 the Steelheads lead. This one swept to the corner by Luke Johnson. Puck on the far wall. Trevor Thoyer gets into some bodies. That puck flipped high and out to center. Josh Glavin back to Xander Valeris. Cross-ice pass is picked up and moved in by Liam Storch. Parker Von Richter back behind the Brampton net. Flipped out on the backhand by Ty Daniels. Brought back by Brampton's Justin Botno. Give and go out of the defensive zone from Fibiger. Botno's shot goes high over the net on Caleb Papineau. Centering pass from below the goal line does not connect. Fibiger cross ice. Off the wall in front of Reed Gee. Pops in the air but stays in play before being handled by Gervais. Out of the zone. Kluche. 1 man against 3 here. As the Spirit are in, he finds Nick SEMA. His shot gets broken up. Kluche there looking for the loose puck. SEMA pumped down to the ice by Gee. And the Steelheads are back into the neutral zone. And Lucas Demiglio, will throw it back in behind the net for Caleb Papineau to play it. Jacob Kluche from center red gets in with Nick SEMA. Bouncing puck swatted down at the Brampton line. And Saginaw is offside. 3:13 left in the first period. Keaton Ardaugh and Josh Avery have the Steelheads up to a 2-1 lead. We're back to Brampton in a moment here on 100.5 FM WSGW.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey is WSGW.
3:13 left in the first period here from Brampton. 2-1, the Steelheads lead it. They've got an 11-5 shot advantage over Saginaw as well, and there was quite the obstacle to overcome. A major penalty early on after a head-checking penalty saw Hayden Barch's night end early before you can even really call it night. Hayden Barch's evening, as this is back into the Brampton end. Controlled breakout here for the Steelheads. Again, in their black alternate jerseys with the blue B on the front. Teddy bear toss night. We've already seen the Teddies fly, though, so should be uninterrupted for the rest of this one as Jacob Kluche's into the neutral zone. Push back in behind the Brampton net. Carson Harmer gets there, takes a check, and moves the puck to Nick Sema. Back below the goal line again. Harmer can't knock that down. Levi Harper scurries into the offensive zone and down to the corner. Nick Sema, meanwhile, keeps the puck in at the point. A long shot. That's a save made by Luke Johnson. Through some traffic to seize part at the last second, and he holds on. An Illinois native getting just his 5th game of OHL action here for the Steelheads. Luke Johnson out of the Chicago Reapers AAA program. Played 45 games for the Reapers last year. Won 34 of them. Had 10 shutouts. 913 save percentage, 1.87 goals against average. That's not bad. Early on in this OHL tenure here, though, the number's not quite the same. 4.04 goals against, 842 in the save percentage coming into this game. But again, it's been Zach Bowen's net for almost the entire season. As the backup goaltenders do battle here tonight between Johnson and Caleb Papineau. Uri Rouser's back below the Brampton goal line right now after an offensive zone faceoff. Centering pass, but point the shot. Oh, a great left pad save made right in the doorstep from Johnson. Off the far boards. Steelheads pull this puck out, lay it down at center. Blake Barnes fields it, moves it to Jones. One touch pass from Rouser looking for Gervais. Steelheads intercept Witkowski. Now a bouncing puck is back for Jones and then Barnes. Outlet pass to Rouser. Turns this one back in. Gervais shot. Long save made there by Johnson, and he shuts down Papoy in the rebound. 2 great opportunities again for Brody Papoy as Gervais. Good vision. It didn't look like a real scoring chance. I actually think that was deflected by a Steelhead defenseman on the way through. David Green may have gotten a stick on it. Johnson makes the save. Papoy's right there for the rebound. Johnson full stretch to make the stop. A couple of really close calls for Brody Papoy on that shift. 1:55 here in the first period. Defensive zone faceoff, won by the Steelheads. Zabeski throws a cross-ice pass. Levi Harper tries to get in front of Keaton Ardagh. Back in behind the Saginaw net. Zabeski out of the corner. Watched by Klepov. Nobody can firmly come away with that puck. Now it's finally brought back up and turned back in on the backhand by Troy Patton. Zabeski from the corner is held up by James Go. Thrown down. Spirit may have gotten away with one there. Back in the neutral zone. That one goes off the helmet of Klepov. He doesn't know exactly where it is. Nearly ended up on his stick in the offensive zone. Barabanov steals there from Zabeski. Drops it off Zhilkin. Shovels it into the corner. Klepov there with Zhilkin. Takes a heavy shoulder from Zabeski, and Zhilkin. A cross-check up high on one of the Steelheads. He's down. Zhilkin's going to go to the box. 1:07 left in the period, and the Spirit just cannot get out of their own way here, as whichever Steelhead he hit is still down in the corner. 1:07 left as it's Fibiger, and he is slow to get back up, and this could be a major penalty and a suspension for Demas Zhilkin here. I'm not sure exactly. Did the wires cross? Zhilkin got a hit there from Mason Zabeski. And again, we're not going to get a look at this replay. 5-minute major up on the board here. Boy, if we see 2 Spirit players kicked out of this hockey game before we even get to an intermission, that's got to be some kind of a record. And again, I don't know that we're going to get a look at the replay up here inside the broadcast booth. But Zhilkin took the hit. Fibiger was standing right there, and it looked like Zhilkin just wanted to, pop him in the collarbone, in the chest or something like that. And Fibiger was a little bit lower than Zhilkin anticipated. And he caught him right on the button. And Jakob Fibiger went down pretty much right away. I mean, hard not to when you get a cross-check to the mouth like that. Again, the Hayden Bartsch penalty probably could have gone either way. There was a little bit more wait and see on this one. It would appear that Zhilkin's night is probably done. 1:07 here in the first period. This would be the third Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here for Saginaw, and that's just about the last guy you want to be out of this game. Zhilkin, 28 points in 23 games. He's going to play all situations. He would be out on this penalty kill. He'd probably threaten for a couple of shorthanded chances. And there he goes. Penalty box door swings open. Dimas Yilkin down the tunnel. His night is done. So Saginaw loses Hayden Barch and Dimas Yilkin before the end of the first period. They are shorthanded on another major penalty. And again, there is the possibility for supplemental discipline as well, as things are a little sideways here on this Saturday evening. Steelhead set up on another major power play. Zabeski for Sherratt. Center point, Von Richter. Point shot goes into the glass. Jakob Fibiger. Back down in behind the net. Sherratt met there with Glavin. Zabeski thrown back around Jakob Fibiger. Down low, out of the corner. This one's turned back. Zabeski just inside the offensive blue line, over, top of the right circle. Point shot gets blocked, and that one's hammered down the ice by Jacob Kluchik. 30 seconds left here in period one. A lot of carryover time here. This Yilkin call will take up a lot of the second. Cross-ice pass from Fibiger. This one down the right side. Sherratt back in, 15 in the period. Back up high. Cross-ice pass, Fibiger. Back through the seam, Sherratt, right circle, down to the goal line. Rising shot, that one fought off by Papineau and out of play. 6.7 left in this first period. You hear the response from the younger demographic here inside CAA Center. Had to. Saginaw's video coach, Vaughn Mortimer, sits to my right here in the press box, and he gave me the look in the groan that probably everybody on that side of the mic would as well. Just call it like we see it. That was what happened. Defensive zone face-off here for Saginaw. Trying to get back into the intermission here. Josh Glavin's going to hammer that puck off the glass and off the shoulder of a Brampton defenseman and into the Saginaw bench. So, of course, with 0.8 of a second, we'll have one more face-off after our one last face-off of the period. We'll see if we can pull up the game logs. You'd be hard-pressed to find very many instances where you see two players kicked out in the same game with major penalties, at least in recent history. Certainly not in the same period. No more Hayden Barch. No more Dimas Yilkin. 2-1, Brampton's got the lead. Saginaw will have 3 minutes and 53 seconds of penalty time to kill off when they start the second period. Caleb Papineau has been busy. We expect that to continue. Lots to talk about, lots to figure out here in this upcoming first intermission. We'll take a break. Back to Brampton here in a moment here. First intermission coming up on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
A rough and tumble first period, bookended by major penalties to Saginaw, 2 ejections as well. But it's a 2-1 lead for the Steelheads after 1 period of play. Let's take a look back at that first frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It only took 19 seconds for things to start here in this afternoon. Hayden Barch is assessed a 5-minute major and a game misconduct after a check to the head. Gets a little bit of an elbow out on a hit. Brampton to the power play. The Steelheads got a few chances set up. Saginaw does a good job keeping things clear of their zone, but 4 minutes, 37 seconds in, just short of that 5-minute kill. James Go sits for boarding. Just 42 seconds left in that penalty kill. Caleb Papineau shuts down Joshua Avery pretty quickly with the glove as he floats into the high slot from the right circle and takes a shot on net.
Here's an opportunity right in between the dots and a great save with the glove. Caleb Papineau snares that shot from Joshua Avery. Had the room, tried to take advantage of it. Not a ton of traffic in the way of Caleb Papineau. He's able to see it the whole way through.
Avery got it back off the ensuing faceoff. He receives a pass in the circle from Jakob Fibiger and sends it home on the one-timer to bring down the Teddy Bears in Brampton.
Steelheads win the offensive zone faceoff again. Fibiger over to the right circle. One-timer, they score. Avery does get it through off the crossbar. Over the shoulder of Papineau. It's 1-0, and here come the Teddy Bears here on Teddy Bear Toss Day inside the CAA Center.
Now back to even strength. Saginaw got to work in the offensive end. Their first few looks at the net, throwing their weight around more and more, but not really able to produce much through the middle part of this period. 11 minutes, 17 seconds in. David Green sits for interference, giving Saginaw their first power play of the afternoon. The Steelheads put together some good short-handed possession, but a tripping call on Mason Zabeski makes it 5-on-3, just over 40 seconds into that kill. The Spirit took a little bit of time dialing their shots in on net, and with 11 seconds remaining in 5-on-3 time, Nikita Klepov settles a bouncing puck. He passes it off, gets into position in the low right circle, and slams home a pass to make it 1-1, his 16th of the season, assisted by Harper and Barabanov.
Klepov over to Barabanov. Back to Levi Harper. Moves in near side. One-timer! Klepov scores! A missile over the glove of Luke Johnson. It's a power play goal with 6:54 left in the period. The Spirit tie the game.
Your Herman Hissen Company time of the goal there, 13 minutes, 6 seconds. A couple minutes later, though, a counterattack by the Steelheads after a very near miss by Barabanov sees Josh Avery send a cross-ice feed to Keaton Ardaw alone on the right side, and he scores to regain the lead for the Steelheads.
Darts down the right side, cuts on through. Nice move. Barabanov shoots, and he put it off the crossbar. That would have been one of his best of the year. Steelheads come back the other way. Avery cross-ice late, man. Here's a chance. They score. Keaton Ardaw low on the blocker side of Caleb Papineau.
The Spirit put together some good scoring chances late in the period. They're kept out by Luke Johnson, and at 18:53, Dimas Jilkin throws a cross-check that ends his night, puts Brampton up a man for 5 minutes. There will be 3 minutes, 53 seconds of that carrying on over into the middle frame here as we get going. 2-1 the score after 20 minutes of play. Brampton outshooting Saginaw 12-9. It did take them several minutes, the Spirit, to get shots going towards the net thanks to that major penalty. Saginaw 1 for 2 on the power play. Brampton 1 for 3, both of those during some 5-on-3 time. Scoring in the first, Joshua Avery's 7th of the season, assisted by Fibiger and Patton. Nikita Klepov gets it back, assisted by Harper and Barabanov, and Keaton Ardaw has the difference maker right now, assisted by Joshua Avery. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, 100.5 FM WSGW, Carleton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors, and access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life, where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails, or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. 2-1 the score. Saginaw down after one period of play as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, let's talk about the defining feature of that first period, bookended by two major penalties for the Spirit, which also see ejections for Hayden Barch and Dima Zhilkin. That one earlier on Barch, a check to the head. He just gets the elbow up on Amato early on, gets him in the chin just 19 seconds into the game. And then with just over a minute left, Zhilkin with a high hit on Fibiger.
Yeah, Jonathan, sometimes you just know that early on it's going to be one of the more interesting nights. It's not going to be your typical game. I think we saw that with the Hayden Barch hit. And it sounds like as they got more looks on it, there was kind of an elbow that comes up high and tags Manuel Amato right on the button. And he's out of the game for the Steelheads. Haven't seen him back since. Hayden Barch definitely out of the game for Saginaw. And the Zhilkin one after, they get back in, tie the game at 1. Well, all right, they see another goal against them. Now they're down 2-1, and not so long after, one of your top players, one of your all situations guys, takes a penalty that you'd really like to get back. Again, I don't think Zhilkin made a conscious decision that said, yeah, I'm going to cross-check Jakob Fibiger in the teeth right now. But he did want to give him a little bit of a pop in the chest, and he just missed by about a foot. And you know what? That margin of error, unfortunately, ended up costing Zhilkin the game. It's going to see the Spirit with 3:53 left of penalty kill time. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if the OHL has a phone call about that one. It's really just a strange start to the period. So I guess the hope is that it's all out of the system right now.
Well, when things even back up, we saw a little bit of a shift. It's just a strange dynamic from the Spirit. They're throwing the body around a little bit more than usual. Most of them clean hits. They didn't take any further penalties after that James Go one for a little while. Yeah. But the physicality dialed up there.
Well, and again, I mean, you think about what Chris Lazary was talking about during Coach's Corner. Like, the Spirit got beaten physically a lot last night in Guelph. They weren't getting through bodies. They were outmatched a little bit physically. So I wouldn't be surprised if before the game Chris Lazary challenged him to mix things up a little bit, mix up the body. Now, again, the execution of it has not been what the Spirit head coach would have drawn up. Clearly, the execution's been a little bit off, but the intent is there. And I agree with you. I mean, if they can find a way to color within the lines and they can keep the physicality to that level, yeah, I think they'll have a pretty good time getting back into this hockey game. The worst thing to do, I would say, after these two instances, the hit from Barch, the cross-check from Zhilkin, the worst thing you can do is say, okay, well, we can't play physical anymore. That's absolutely not the way to go about it. You just gotta dial it in a little bit more.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some of the bright spots here for the Spirit as we still got 40 minutes left to play. Nikita Klepov scores the lone goal for Saginaw here. He scored last night after a little bit of a drought. Is he back into things? Is he looking sharp?
I think it's fair to say, for Nikita Klepov, he'd gone a little bit quiet going into the CHL USA Prospects Challenge. I mean, let's think of the logistics for Klepov right now. Like, just recently, he's fresh off a trip from Calgary and Lethbridge out in Alberta. He's 3 time zones away. Got to play hockey on an international stage with the whole hockey world watching to say, okay, well, what do these prospects got for us? And then he's got to get back on the plane and fly back and rejoin the Spirit. So he's been having a pretty heavy course load right now, I think is fair to say, of Nikita Klepov. And there's a lot of pressure on this young kid, like there are on so many players in this league. But you know what? Give him a lot of credit because he's bounced back in a major way. We said you could see the relief on his face when he scored last night in Guelph, and that was a very confident power play goal. That was textbook Nikita Klepov, the one-timer from the circle. And, like, the angle of it, he was low. He was below the dot. He had to go upstairs over the short side glove of Luke Johnson. Like, that's a really, really nice one from Nikita Klepov. And that's one that, you know what, you're always going to feel better when you score a goal, but when you pump one just like that, that's a confidence boost for yourself that carries over to the rest of the hockey team. Klepov has had a really good start to the first period.
We'll see how he carries that through into the remainder of the game, see if it trickles down to some of the other players as well. Dylan, thank you as always for your time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebring factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit hockey team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back after one period of play. The Saginaw Spirit trailing the Brampton Steelheads 2-1 as we take our look around the league, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Some other games going on here as we get late into the afternoon. The Brantford Bulldogs up 3-0 right now over the North Bay Battalion after one period of play. All of those goals coming even strength. Brantford not even having a power play to speak of through the first 20 minutes. And the Barrie Colts up 1-0. They're visiting the Kingston Frontenacs. Emil Hemming has them up with only a minute 10 left in the first period. Barrie takes the lead. Some other news in the Spirit alumni category. Michael Misa made his AHL debut with the San Jose Barracuda last night, registering 1 assist in a 4-3 overtime win. Igor Chernyshov scoring the game time tying goal for San Jose in that one as well. So some good results from some Spirit alumni. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan Clark brings you the call of the second period as the Saginaw Spirit look to make up a 2-1 deficit here on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear. With a team that plays to win.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the CAA Center for the start of the second period. 2-1. Brampton has the lead. Saginaw short. Two players now. Hayden Barch and Dimas Yilkin have been ejected from the hockey game. Saginaw still has 3 minutes and 53 seconds left of penalty kill time. Their third Stormmaster Exteriors PK here in this game. And, of course, this one is the major. So it could be open season here for Brampton. Caleb Papineau stopped 10 of 12 in that first period, so he's got to be dialed here in the second. Opening faceoff at center ice. Gervais against Kieran Witkowski. And the Steelheads win it back to Von Richter. Top power play unit out for James Richmond. Back in past Xander Valeris. Josh Glavin. Then behind the Spirit goal line. Valeris pushes this one up to the right point. Von Richter. Slid across. Fibiger walks to the middle. Goes over to Von Richter. A one-time shot. Papineau just got a piece of that. The Steelhead in front may have as well. Mason Zabeski popping back up after that one. Puck up to the left point. Von Richter. There for Sherratt. Walking to the middle again. Sherratt low tip there. Great save by Papineau with the glove. Right on the doorstep. Witkowski got that last touch on it. This is moved up to the near side. Jakob Fibiger. Just inside the line. 3 minutes left on the major penalty to Dimas Yilkin. Uri Rausch is serving it. Steelheads. Sherratt to the middle of the ice again. Up high. Walks down. That shot goes off the leg of Nick Sema. That'll draw some cheers from the Spirit bench. And a good stick in the lane from Sebastian Gervais. No more puck for the Brampton Steelheads. They're back in their own end again. Sherratt between Sema and Gervais. Long shoot back in here by Brampton. Nick Sema breaks that up just inside the line. Steelheads get it, though. Green down into the corner. Back up to the left point. David Green down low. Sharp angle try. Good save made by Papineau on Avery, and the net is dislodged. It is 18:32 left here in the second period. 2:25 left in the penalty to Yilkin. And Papineau getting his money's worth here on this penalty kill. Just the fourth start for Caleb Papineau this season. Stefan Shurigan's been the busier of the two goaltenders. And again, first game action since November the 8th. And a 7-1 loss against the North Bay Battalion. Offensive zone faceoff here for the Steelheads. Papineau's been Saginaw's standout player here of the first period and some change. Cartwright. Center point here for Brampton. Over a one-time shot blocked by Carson Harmer. Rebound taken by Jacob Kluche. Moves it down the ice. Johnson, little trouble as the goaltender for the Steelheads out of the net to play that one. Owen Cartwright. Back out the left side, Josh Avery. Lost an edge at center. Carson Harmer back the other way. Maybe a shorthanded chance, 2-on-2. Harmer to the middle, takes a shot, and his stick snaps. And Harmer throws it down in frustration. Richmond picks it back up here for the Steelheads. It's been that kind of day for Saginaw. 17:51 to go here in the second. 1:43 left on the Zhilkin penalty. 2-1 Brampton. They are just moving out from behind their own net. Now Sherrod back into the offensive end with speed. Tries to get around Cloutier. Does. And Cloutier reaches out with the stick and clears it out on the backhand. Von Richter for Fibbiger. Back up to center red. Tosses this one back in behind the net of Caleb Papineau. Steelheads race in after it. Josh Avery there, shouldered by Graydon Jones. 2 against 2, the battle in the corner. Worked back out and cleared. Another good work there by Jacob Cloutier. They head for the bench. Final minute of the Zhilkin penalty. Rauja will be out soon. Fibbiger back for Von Richter, then Sherrod up the right side, trying to get past Graydon Jones into the circle. Good stick check there by Graydon Jones. Back out to the point and out to center. Steelheads can't keep it alive. Nick Sema sees this push back in beyond his reach. James Go fired that one off the official. Nick Sema picks it up. 2-on-2. Back into the offensive end shorthanded. Sema trying to get around Fibbiger. Put back in behind the net. Sema's just trying to take up more time off this power play clock, and almost a giveaway on the power play in the defensive end here by the Steelheads. Sema's going to throw a check, and he gets buried after the fact. Klepov trying to take this puck towards the net. He's back down low into the corner. Klepov hammered again, and a delayed penalty upcoming here against the Steelheads. And a cross-checking call upcoming. Nick Sema came up with a big-time collision right in front of the Saginaw bench, and a retaliatory cross-check from Kieran Witkowski. Sema paid a price for that one, but he's gotten Saginaw out of the final 16 seconds of a dangerous area anyway. They don't allow any goals against on the major penalty to Dimas Zhilkin, so that cannot be just glossed over. We'll skate it 4-on-4 for 16 seconds here. Offensive zone faceoff, Barabanov, Klepov, Go, and Harper. Barabanov gets waved out of the circle. D-zone faceoff, won by Julian DeMiglio. Green back in behind the Brampton net. Cut off there was the pass in front, so Klepov has it. High in the offensive zone for Saginaw. Nikita Klepov. Down the wall, drops it off for Igor Barabanov. James Go left the puck back on the drop-off. Saginaw got close to potentially a 2-minute man on the ice penalty. Everybody's off, though. Everybody's okay. Barabanov, as Rauja's out of the box, he goes right back over to the Spirit bench, and the power play can start. Already a minute and a half left on it. That's a big-time collision as Go got put into the Steelheads bench. Now Klepov into the offensive zone. For Cloutier in the left wing circle. Nikita Klepov here. James Go. Barabanov right circle. Go. Barabanov, it'll hop over his stick, but Gervais is back down low to pick it up. Stick checks there, and the Steelheads will throw a rolling puck down towards Caleb Papineau. Moves it there to James Go. 59 seconds left on the cross-checking penalty to Kieran Witkowski. Barabanov up for Gervais. Not in with possession. This one hammered back around by Peter Green. The Steelheads clear the puck. 45 left in the Saginaw power play. Down 2-1 here in the early goings of this second period. 15 minutes left in it. James Go, the drop pass for Cloutier. Off the boards, cuts to the middle. Given right back to him by Barabanov. In with Klepov. Off the boards. Cloutier looking in front. Goes back below the goal line. Klepov up the wall. Just pokes it there to James Go. Klepov with Zabeski in front of him. Dumped off the kick plate. Barabanov, center point. This is Go, near side. Cloutier on the one-timer. He fanned on it. Goes off the outside of the goal, and the Steelheads will clear. Papineau drops it off for James Go. That's it on the Saginaw power play. 7 seconds left. They're in their own end. Roller back up at center. Von Richter has it. Giving up the left side. This is Josh Avery. Poke check by James Go. Outlet pass from Brody Papoy looking for Carson Harmer. This will be intercepted again by Von Richter. Now a steal right back here from Brody Papoy in the circle. Heads right to the net. A shot. He can't get a clean release, as Johnson may have gotten a pad in the way. Good work again by Papoy. Steelheads come out the other direction. Avery, spin around pass. Nobody able to handle that one in a black uniform. Witkowski into the corner of the Spirit end. Avery twisting there with Nick Sema. He's got the sticks locked up. They'll give each other a good little swat there. As Josh Glavin puts it off the wall for Brody Papoy. Turned over, though, and the Steelheads will throw this back in on Papineau. Has to knock it down with the stick there for Levi Harper. 13:34 to go. Second period, 2-1 Steelheads. Carson Harmer unable to deflect that puck, so it goes down for an icing. A little more than 6 minutes played here in the second period. 2-1. Brampton's got the lead. Saginaw unsuccessful on that most recent power play. D-zone faceoff coming up here. We're back in a moment here at 100.5 FM WSGW.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
Hi, this is James Go, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
13:28 to go here in the second period from the CAA Center. 2-1 Steelheads. We're at 5-on-5. That's been a little bit rare here in this hockey game. Defensive zone face-off to the glove side of Caleb Papineau. Steelheads win it, but they throw it back out into the neutral zone and then right back in behind Papineau. So Josh Glavin, outlet pass for Levi Harper, right up the middle. Harmer, nice one-touch pass there to Nick Sema. Saginaw's in, a long shot, and that one ricochets off the goaltender Johnson. Out the other direction, and Levi Harper, all of a sudden, he's back in behind Papineau again. Steelheads trying to change. Harper, stretch pass, Papoy can't handle that puck at the offensive blue line. Sema comes in, crashes into the wall against Cartwright. The battle back below the goal line. Cartwright gets to it. Up the near wall, DeMiglio. Out the center. It's intercepted by Blake Barnes and just laid ahead for Sebastian Gervais. Richmond back the other direction here for Brampton. Daniels, long shot, pad save Papineau. Long rebound, poked just wide. Up in the right wing corner. Steelheads go to work against Graydon Jones. It's back in behind the Saginaw goal. Blake Barnes cut off back in behind the Saginaw net. Barnes does get this puck to Gervais. A little tough, though, as Richmond comes over to hit him. Liam Storch stumbles, moves the puck, though, to Brody Papoy. More Steelheads in his way. Saginaw's just able to push this one up ahead. 12:13 to go here. Middle frame, 2-1 Steelheads. Liam Storch comes in with a collision. Gervais lost his stick, and we got a stoppage as that puck may have come back out into the neutral zone. 12:07 left in the second period. The stick delivered back to the Spirit bench for Sebastian Gervais. And again, with 11 forwards, 7 defensemen here for the Spirit, the odd man out is Miroslav Shatan. Not sure if that's an injury or a healthy scratch for the Washington Capitals draft pick. Still looking for his first point in the Ontario Hockey League. Gervais is going to take this face-off in the neutral zone. He'll be flanked by Storch and Thoyer. Well, Thoyer's going to have to come in to take the draw now. Steelheads win it. Von Richter and Fibiger back and forth. Brampton ramps this back in. It'll hop right in front of Papineau, and he faked like he was going to cover it. He'll move it quickly. Steelheads will take over in the corner, though. Sherratt back below the goal line. Von Richter from the right point. Fibiger now the left side. A rising shot. Papineau jumps up and holds that puck tightly against his chest protector. Hangs on for a face-off here. 11:44 left in the second period. Shots 20-10 here in favor of Brampton. They're tilting the ice down to our right. And again, short Saginaw benches will come more into play really by the time we hit the early to mid stages of the third period. Steelheads have been without Manuel Amato, however, since that hit from Hayden Barch. Defense's own face-off for Nick Sema to take, though. He's been active here in the second period, throwing some big hits Offensive zone faceoff won by Brampton. Shot off the left pad of Caleb Papineau from distance. Witkowski put it right back on to Xander Valeris' tape in behind the Spirit. And that good outlet pass. Barabanov into the offensive end with Klepov. Back pressure, though, as Barabanov gets knocked off of it, but Sima's right back after it. And he beats Witkowski to the puck. Left point, Lavin can't keep it alive. Poked out of the Brampton end by Ardagh. One of the 2 goal scorers here in this hockey game for Brampton. This is back in behind the Saginaw net. Josh Glavin, 11:08 to go. Von Richter and Valeris. Josh Avery. Right back up, just inside the blue line. Cross-ice pass. Shot fanned on by Jakob Fibiger. Around it comes Von Richter again. Shot into traffic. Off some bodies. Papineau sliding wildly out to his right, but he's made the stop. And give an extra little shot to whichever Steelhead was in front of him. Justin Botno tied up with Josh Glavin here. And again, there might be the inclination to drop some gloves here soon, but again, the Spirit already short 2 bodies here in the second period. You don't want to put anybody else in the box for 5 minutes at a time. And if you're going to drop the mitts, pick up the 2, 5, and the 10 for the instigator. It just can't be afforded right now. Face off to the right of Caleb Papineau. Carson Harmer. Off the tie-up, he pokes it back. Graydon Jones is there. Quickly uses the boards. Brody Popoy. Little reverse hit there against Owen Cartwright. The puck out to center. Botno. Battles for it with Kluche in front of the penalty box. Puck comes back. This is David Green. Up to the line. Daniels and the Steelheads are well offside, so they fire that puck back in. And Blake Barnes has some time to skate this puck back up. Barnes from center. Carries it in. Just fired it back in behind the Steelheads net. Harmer pursues. Botno leads the Brampton counterattack. Lucas DeMiglio down the left side, poked out by Blake Barnes. DeMiglio drilled back in behind the Spirit, and that big hit by Barnes. This puck comes out of the cross-corner dump-in. Jones off the wall, back out. Kluche there out as the official. Pops into the bench. Kluche sidesteps the impending check there from Green. Now Harmer's back in. 1-against-1 with good back pressure. Harmer high in the slot. Brody Popoy cuts up. Stripped of possession there by Lucas DeMiglio. Steelheads back in. 9:40 to go here in the second period. Carson Harmer back in the Saginaw zone. Flipped it up. Loved by Jacob Kluche, but stolen here by Zabeski. Pass across to his defensive counterpart. Steelheads push this back in. No icing. Back to get it. Crashing into the boards is Levi Harper. Carson Harmer on it here for Saginaw. Puck escapes right to the middle of the ice. Jacob Kluche comes back and knocks that out of danger. He'll throw this puck back up to center. Uri Rauja reaching after it. Carson Harmer picks things up. Dropped it off for Levi Harper. Top of the circle shot by Harper goes wide. Liam Storch cycles it back around from the line. James Go at the left wing boards. Put it back in behind the Brampton goal. Reed Gee hits Liam Storch. Inside 9 to go here in the second. 2-1 Brampton. Storch poked back in front. A shot by Rauja. That one blocked on its way through by DeMiglio. Sebastian Gervais cutting down the left wing boards. Peter Green turned over again. Rauja up to the right point. Levi Harper, couple of head fakes. Nice move to get into the circle. Here comes Harper, the shot off some bodies and a save by Johnson. And there is no rebound, but there's more after. It's Reed Gee trying to pull Levi Harper's head off right now. He's down on the ice. .8:32 left in the second period. That was a spirited battle, as Reed Gee is going to be taken back over to the Brampton bench. Slashing penalty coming up to Levi Harper. Harper's going to sit Saginaw on the penalty kill here. I don't see where Harper picks up a slashing call there. But the Spirit shorthanded again. You know, after Gee wrestles him down like that, you would have expected maybe offsetting minors. So the Spirit to their fourth Stormmaster Exteriors penalty call as Levi Harper's in the box on a slashing call. Defensive zone draw here for Sebastian Gervais to take. This is back in behind the net of Caleb Papineau. Another battle here for the Spirit. As this one, and back in behind the net of Papineau. Valeris poked it up the wall, kicked back ahead, and alive. Sherrod in front. That cross-ice pass looking for Avery. Goes off of his stick. Avery just inside the line. Fibiger, point shot, and a good glove save by Caleb Papineau. There was traffic in front, quite a bit of it. Papineau's able to navigate the chaos in front. 1:36 left on the slashing penalty to Levi Harper. 8:07 here in the second period. Papineau able to keep it a 2-1 score. The Spirit trail. Face-off will come to his right again. Carson Harmer to take it here for the Spirit. Puck goes back in behind. A little poke by Harmer, or by Levi Harper, however, was the reason for that slashing penalty. As we just got a look up inside the booth. 7:54 to go here in the middle period. Sherrod down the right wing. Steelheads are in. Saginaw's got to get through this one here. Sherrod, left circle. Nice move to the backhand, goes in behind the net here. Gabe Sherrod now around the near side. Von Richter. Center point. Walking. Throws it on through. Good pass. Sherrod gets the shot away. It's blocked by Graydon Jones, and now Jacob Kluche's on this. Back up to center ice. Kluche in shorthanded with Harmer. Cuts to the middle. Kluche, right circle. Takes a shot. Good save by Johnson with Harmer right there. Xander Valeris fires that back in. Spirit on a delayed offside here. 45 to go on the Levi Harper penalty. Von Richter. Back to Jakob Fibiger. Klepov in shorthanded, and delayed offside still. As Klepov was in influencing that play. Now a shot from the left wing circle. A good save again by Caleb Papineau on Josh Avery. Boy, some confusing moments here. The arm of the linesman was up for a long time on that delayed offside. They let Klepov come in and forecheck pretty well. Usually they blow that dead if that's the case. 30 seconds left on the Levi Harper slashing penalty. And the Steelheads win the offensive zone face-off, but they'll have to do it all over again and maybe put a second back on the clock as well. Chris Lazary was not happy about the slashing call that was assessed to Levi Harper. He was giving it to Mac Nickel and Alex Gilbert. Saginaw clears after the D-zone face-off. 20 seconds left on the Harper minor. Cartwright back into the offensive zone for Brampton. This is back behind the net of Papineau. To the left point, cross ice, Cartwright. Right wing corner, Josh Avery. Final seconds on the Harper penalty. He's out of the box. Here's Cartwright in the right wing circle. Put it in front there, blocked by Josh Glavin. Ends up back behind the Saginaw net. Igor Barabanov. As it finally comes free. James Go up the wall. Quick pass. Can't be handled by Nikita Klepov. Back out at center. Brampton takes over again. Cartwright from his own side of the blue line. Turned back in by Daniels. Hit by Josh Glavin. Puck way up into the air from James Go. And it comes to rest right in front of Igor Barabanov. Steelheads take over. This is DeMiglio. Julian DeMiglio. Lots of speed in. Lost the puck. That was cut off by James Go. DeMiglio's going to glove it down in the corner. Turned down. Up the boards. Down to the left point again. Cross ice. Peter Green. Down from the right side wall. And it's back in for DeMiglio and behind the Spirit net. Ty Daniels takes a check. Puck moved to Saginaw's Barabanov. Up to Kluche on the counterattack. Tries to get through the defense. Can't do it. They'll throw him back out to center. Graydon Jones on this puck for the Spirit. Backhand pass. Blake Barnes. Tapped in by Harmer. They'll go down as an icing. 5:21 left, second period. It stays a 2-1 game. Caleb Papineau helps the Spirit through the PK. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
Hi, this is Dima Jolkin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
5:21 here in the second period from the CAA Center. 2-1, the Spirit have the Brampton Steelheads in front after some penalty trouble, but they have killed off the Levi Harper penalty. A slashing call. Now back at 5-on-5. Carson Harmon to take the defensive zone face-off against Justin Botno, who came over in the Carson Rakoff trade. Caleb Papineau trying to get set here is finally we have the face-off. Long lead up to that one. Barnes around the far wall, tries to get it there to Kluche. Two Steelheads quickly to him. Sherratt back in behind the Spirit net. In the right circle, walks out, takes a shot that goes off the outside of the goal. Up to the right point, Peter Green pushes it back down. Sherratt trying to make his way around Blake Barnes. Harmer goes off the high glass and out. Peter Green back up to Botno. Here comes Brampton again. Dropped off. Sherratt. Poke check by Papoy. Gets it out of danger. Steelheads back in their own end. This is Peter Green again. Go back and forth here with Parker Von Richter. Back up the near side. Green through center. 4.5 to go in the period. Back behind the Saginaw net. Green puts Jones into the wall. Keeps it alive, though. This is Blake Barnes for Saginaw. Goes up the wall. Looking there for Carson Harmer. Just can't knock that puck down. And again, another icing. 4:22 as the Spirit struggle to make their way out of the defensive zone. So no opportunity the other direction. That tired unit's got to stay on here. Shots 12-3 here in the second period in favor of the Steelheads. Carson Harmer can't win that faceoff. Fibiger, point shot, tipped into the glass. Up to the near side. Brampton pushes it back around Keaton Ardaugh. Locks up with Jones. Back to the right point, Von Richter. Moved over. Jakob Fibiger, point shot into traffic, doesn't get to the Spirit net. Blocked puck, moved out now to Jacob Kluche. Right through the middle. Kluche throws it in on the backhand. Tries to get around Fibiger. Patton's there first for Brampton. This is dropped back off again to Von Richter. 3:50 left in the second period. 2-1. Steelheads have the advantage. Hit the neutral zone, however, for Liam Storch. No more puck for the Brampton defender. They're back in their own end. Jakob Fibiger off the end boards for Von Richter. Up through center. That pass doesn't connect. We're down for another icing here. 3:29 left in the period. Saginaw, one more road game next weekend. Can't call it a road trip. They're in London on Friday night and then back home for Superhero Night on December the 13th. It's a Saturday against the Kitchener Rangers. Superhero Night, of course, with the Can Council again. I think it's on sale at SaginawSpirit.com. 3 more home games to round out this. You can't quite call it the first half of the schedule. It's almost the halfway point of the season, right before the holiday break. Spirit in the offensive zone. They win the draw. James Go back from Levi Harper. Go just inside the line. Walks to the middle. Takes a shot. Knocked down on its way through. Von Richter gets it away from Nikita Klepov. Go has it back in his own end. Throwing up the near side. Looking for Klepov. Von Richter closed that off. The laid offside against Brampton. Klepov looking for the outlet pass. Wanted Sema. Intercepted in the neutral zone again. Avery down the right wing. Josh Avery. Backhanded it towards the net. It was blocked by Levi Harper. Cartwright steered back in behind the Saginaw net. This is Levi Harper again. Flip that puck out to center. Glove down and move to Cartwright. Intercepted, though, by Klepov in the Brampton zone. The pass looking for Barabanov was taken right back, though. Witkowski down the right wing, 3 against 2. Laid into space. Rolls to the corner. Josh Avery hit by Nikita Klepov. Nick Sema there for Barabanov. 2.5 left in the period. Barabanov's pass over the line. Sema just able to chop that towards the net. Out the other side it comes. Steelheads Witkowski hit by Jacob Kluche. David Green into the offensive zone here for the Steelheads. Rising backhand shot and had Papineau off balance. Goes high and wide. Brody Papoy trying to steal the neutral zone. Xander Valeris on it now for Saginaw. Up to Carson Harmer. Now the late man, Papoy. Nice turnaround pass for Kluche. Too far ahead of him, though. Steelheads might have a chance here. Sherratt one-on-one against Josh Glavin takes a shot and a right shoulder save from Caleb Papineau. 1:54 here in period 2. Papineau's kept it a 2-1 game again. 22 saves in this hockey game for Saginaw's goaltender of the evening. A couple of close calls in the offensive zone, and it's been Papoy and Harmer who have often been the architects of those chances here in this game. Steelheads win the O-zone faceoff. Blake Barnes, after an interception, back up to the right wing part of the neutral zone. A chance for Kluche, goes off some Steelhead skates. Now Papoy tries to turn that one into the near corner. It goes. Poked away, up to the left point. Jones tries to fire it over. It's intercepted. Brampton counterattack. This is DeMiglio. Lost it at the offensive blue line. Peter Green, a backhanded pass for Sherratt. They are onside. This is back for Papineau to drop off to Blake Barnes. There for Graydon Jones. Out to center ice. Kluche can't knock that away. Steelheads turn it in. Right pad save made by Papineau on the long dump in. Graydon Jones for Carson Harmer. 2 forecheckers making life difficult for Saginaw right now, but here comes Harmer back up to center. Final minute of the period. Cross ice pass shut down. Back at center ice. This is Botno to put it back in for Brampton. Harmer intercepts and fires it back in behind the Steelheads goal. Line change for Saginaw. Kluche at the tail end of his shift tries to hold up the defenseman. Steelheads get back in. This is back behind the goal of Papineau. Harper taken into the boards. Botno's there. Gervais got to be careful not to take a hooking call. This is at the left point now. Near side, Von Richter. Long shot blocked on its way by Gervais. Or Barabanov, rather. Deflected up at the Saginaw blue line. Von Richter's kept it alive. Throws it to the near circle. A long shot. Chest save by Papineau. And he covers up on Keaton Ardaugh. Jacob Kluche got caught out at the end of a very long shift, and not a lot of gas left in the tank. He's back to the Spirit bench. Steelheads nearly take advantage of that. Keaton Ardaugh had more time to shoot that puck. Well, maybe not. Harper came over to take away the angle. Ardaugh, the right shot in the right circle. Puck came from his left, so he's got to kind of move across his own body to take that shot. Steelheads win the draw here with 18 seconds left in the offensive zone. Give and go. Von Richter. Cross-ice pass nearly picked off by Klepov. Shot back in. 10 seconds left. Taken by Barabanov. Maybe a chance to win the period for Saginaw. Barabanov up to Klepov. 2 Steelheads are there. Green gets it out of danger, and that's it for the second. It was Caleb Papineau's period here in the second from the CAA Center. 15 saves for the Saginaw netminder in that frame alone. 27-12 shooting advantage for the Steelheads in this hockey game. Nobody found the back of the net in the second period. So that means it's still a 2-1 lead for Brampton. Saginaw's within 1 heading into the third period. You look at it from that standpoint, I think it's pretty interesting right now. We take a break. Second intermission report coming back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehomed dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. and your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
My Michigan Health is your go-to place for comprehensive brain, stroke, and spine care right here in your community. Our expert neuroscience team provides care close to home with multiple certified stroke centers throughout the region, including the only comprehensive stroke center in Saginaw. With 24/7 medical expertise, the latest diagnostic tools, and advanced treatments, we're ready when you need us most. Learn more at mymichigan.org/neuro.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
Caleb Papineau saves 15 out of 15 in the second period, keeps Saginaw in it despite 2 penalty kills, and we close out this period 2-1, thanks in large part thanks to the effort of Caleb Papineau. Let's take a look back at that second frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. If you remember, we started this one off with 3 minutes 53 seconds of Steelheads power play. Caleb Papineau starts early, shuts down a couple dangerous chances through traffic to keep it that 1-goal game.
Fibiger walks to the middle, goes over to Von Richter. A one-time shot. Papineau just got a piece of that. The Steelhead in front may have as well. Walking to the middle again. Sherrod, low tip there. Great save by Papineau with the glove. Right on the doorstep. Witkowski got that last touch on it.
After a couple minutes of that, the Spirit started to lock down their blue line, kept the black and blue uniforms out, kill it off, and that's thanks to 15 seconds remaining in that PK. A cross-checking penalty to Kieran Witkowski makes it 4-on-4, quickly turns into a Saginaw power play. That's killed off by Brampton with only 1 Spirit shot on net, and the Trout get back onto the offensive. A shot into a pileup in front of the Spirit net is tracked down and smothered by Caleb Papineau to shut down Parker Von Richter.
Shot fanned on by Jakob Fibiger. Round it comes Von Richter again. Shot into traffic. Off some bodies. Papineau sliding wildly out to his right, but he's made the stop. Give an extra little shot to whichever Steelhead was in front of him.
Levi Harper takes a slashing penalty at 11 minutes 28 seconds. Power play number 4 for the Steelheads. Caleb Papineau gets one of his best saves of the game so far, shutting down a shot by Jakob Fibiger with a great glove save, keeping it within 1 yet again.
Fibiger, point shot and a good glove save by Caleb Papineau. There was traffic in front, quite a bit of it. Papineau's able to navigate the chaos in front.
Not quite a windmill, but pretty close to it if you watch the replay on that one. Spirit kill off that penalty, and again, the bottom half of this period, Saginaw put some good time in on the offensive end, but very few chances come of it. Even fewer make it to the net. Papineau cleans up a few breaks the other way. He stops 15 out of 15 shots faced in 20 minutes here. Saginaw only 3 shots on net for a total so far of 27-12. The Spirit 1 for 3 on the power play. The Steelheads 1 for 4. No scoring to report in the second period, so we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan and I break it down a little bit more for you here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Duralast, the world's best roof.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Beerline Companies also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. After 2 periods, the Saginaw Spirit trailed the Brampton Steelheads 2-1 as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, no scoring in that second period, despite the Spirit being outshot 15-3. Caleb Papineau really making the most of the time that he gets between the pipes here.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing from this game so far for Saginaw is that Caleb Papineau has looked really strong. I mean, he's bailed him out on a number of occasions. He's made some pretty athletic saves as well. You don't want to see 15-3 in a period, but you know what? It gives you a little bit of confidence to know that he's back there making the stops. And you know what? From his standpoint, he doesn't know when he's going to get the net again. I mean, Stepan Shugan's had the better luck of the two. You know, he's demonstrated that he's the guy here. So for Papineau, he knows that it might be another couple of weeks before he's able to see the crease again. So you're absolutely right. He's made the most of it so far. He's looked really strong. He's holding Saginaw in this game right now. I mean, there were some opportunities that looked like they were almost guaranteed to be in the back of the net. It could very well be 4-1 right now.
Absolutely. On the offensive end of things, Saginaw, we mentioned only 3 shots on net. A lot of those not making it their way to the net because they're being blocked in front. Saginaw is able to generate a little bit of offense there. We mentioned Nikita Klepov in the first intermission a little bit, but here in the second period, it looks like that second line, Pepoy, Harmer, and a little bit of Kluche as well, getting up and getting things going for Saginaw where they could.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Brody Pepoy, right now, he's the only player on this Spirit team that's got more than 1 shot on goal. He's got 3. All of them are categorized as dangerous scoring chances as opposed to just throwing a puck towards the net. So Pepoy's had the most dangerous chances here for Saginaw with the exception of the Klepov goal that did find the back of the net. So Klepov's been he's got the wheels going here tonight, which is a good sign for Saginaw. He's got to bring guys with him into the offensive zone. The biggest issue in that period right now from the Spirit side of things, they just can't get things past the red line. Whatever the Steelheads are doing, it's a combination of Brampton clogging up the middle of the ice a little bit right on the red line, but at the same time, pucks are hopping over guys' sticks. The saucer passes are, you know, by the time it gets to the forward, you know, it's a foot and a half off the ice and a foot outside of his stick lane. Like it's just they're not very friendly passes, I guess, to put it that way. So they've got to calm things down, and you know what, maybe make some shorter passes, link up a couple of shorter passes coming out of your own end. I don't know, not to like overcomplicate the situation, but it was a strange period. It's been a strange hockey game here for Saginaw. They got to settle things down. I like the way that Nick Seema's played. I think from a physical standpoint of coloring inside the lines, he's done well that way. They got to follow that example, and they got to get the intensity and the urgency going a little bit here in the third period.
Absolutely. It's a tough balance between calming things down and getting the urgency up. As you mentioned, Nick Seema, that's kind of his specialty, is coloring inside the lines, maybe opening up a little bit more space. We mentioned Klepov here, but Zhilkin, his line mate, ejected at the end of the first period. How does that affect his dynamic when it comes to playing with this line, and who are we seeing fill that role?
Well, it's going to be a revolving door a little bit because, you know, the Spirit had 11 forwards to start. Now they've got 10. So essentially you got 3 lines and an extra guy to rotate on through. So you're going to see a rotating cast. A lot of it's been Sebastian Gervais. He's easy to plug up on that left side. I don't think Chris Lazar wants to take Pepoy away from Harmer and Kluche. I think those guys have kind of been solid here over the last handful of games. They're just it's a tough nut to crack right now. It really is. I think we'll see Gervais there probably the most. You know what? Maybe throw Liam Stortz up there. We haven't seen a ton of him in this game, and he's got the wheels. He can stay with Barabanov and Klepov. Can he handle the passes that they're going to send his way and send a couple back as well? That's the question. I mean, Liam Stortz is a talented hockey player. if the hands and the feet are on the same speed tonight for Storch, that might not be a bad option to get a right shot there up on that top line in place of Dimas Yilkin.
We'll see how things go heading into the third period. It's a 2-1 score, still within striking distance for the Spirit. Dylan, as always, thank you for your time. We'll take a quick break. A look around the league coming up on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here with your look around the Ontario Hockey League, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Looking at some of our out-of-town scores for those games that started along with us late this afternoon. The Brantford Bulldogs out to a 7-2 lead over the Battalion. If you recall, it was a 3-0 lead for Brantford heading into the second period. A penalty shot early on, followed up by 3 more, have them out to that lead, although North Bay does find the back of the net a couple times in that middle frame. And in Kingston right now, the Frontenacs still down 1-0 against the Barrie Colts. Emil Hemming, the lone goal in that one, and it came towards the end of the first period. They're just starting off the third period in Kingston. Coming up later this evening, the Erie Otters visit the Owen Sound Attack. The Ottawa 67s visiting Peterborough to take on the Petes. And in Windsor, the Spitfires finish out a home-and-home series this weekend with the London Knights. Windsor took the win 3-1 last night in London, and now the Knights travel to Windsor to look for a little bit of revenge. So some action coming up in the Ontario Hockey League a little bit later tonight as well. That's our look around the league, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. The Saginaw Spirit looking to make up a 2-1 deficit to the Brampton Steelheads as we enter the third period. Puck drop on the third coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
I have said, look, we can't sit here and just talk about politics all day, every day.
The Art Lewis Show.
There's too much else going on in the community, and we're part of the community. So it's our responsibility to bring up issues in the community, both positives and once in a while negatives. You take the good with the bad. I was interviewed, a year and a half ago, asked me, are there many people in the state that do this anymore? And the answer, unfortunately, is no. There's not a lot of it anymore.
The Art Lewis Show, weekday mornings at 9 on WSGW. This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
20 minutes of hockey left here in regulation. We get set for the third period between the Saginaw Spirit and the Brampton Steelheads. There are no carryover penalties or power plays. Saginaw without the services of Hayden Barch and Dima Jilka, but that's not new. They got through the second period unscathed. Caleb Papineau has looked fantastic here in this hockey game, looking for his second win of the season and his first bit of action since November the 8th. It's been almost a month to the day. Papineau made 15 saves in the second period. He has stopped 25 so far here in this contest. Carson Harmer, between Kluche and Popoy, this has been Saginaw's maybe most consistent line here in this hockey game. Levi Harper and James Go on the back end to start out. Saginaw left to right here in the third period. Got to overcome just a one-goal deficit. Get back in the hockey game. Even the slate. Turn it into a brand-new contest. Carson Harmer wins the opening face-off of the third period. This is back in to the Brampton Steelheads and Luke Johnson, the goaltender. It's back behind his goal. Steelheads trying to get this one out. A rolling puck right up in between the face-off dots. Now out the far side. This is Sherratt with speed into the zone. Takes a shot. And a blocker save by Papineau. Brody Popoy's on this rebound. Into a sea of black jerseys, but gets on through. Dropped it off for Kluche right between his legs. He overskates the puck. Here come the Steelheads back the other direction. Witkowski is over the line. He's onside. Cross-ice pass. Sherratt can't turn this one back in behind the net. A bouncing puck. Zabeski there. Out-muscled. So now Fibiger into the left wing corner here for the Steelheads. 45 seconds gone in the third period. Witkowski chases that puck. Von Richter down from the right point. Back behind the net. This is Zabeski here. Turnaround pass. Left point. Jakob Fibiger. Back to Zabeski. Poked away there by Saginaw's James Go. Fibiger's on it again from center. Line change for Saginaw. Fibiger up the near side. Sherratt. He's got some fresh bodies in with him. James Go puts Sherratt into the wall. Go. Got to be careful not to move that puck with a hand. Defensive zone wouldn't really matter, but up at the right point here. This one thrown back into the face-off circle. Ty Daniels here for the Steelheads. They go back to work. Jakob Fibiger takes another shot into the glass from distance. David Green keeps that puck alive here for Brampton. Levi Harper back in behind the Spirit net there with Barabanov. Got to win this puck battle here. Harper just took a glancing blow from Daniels off the face, and Harper's going to give it to him behind the play. Got to be careful not to take a penalty there. He does not, which is good, but it was close. This one fired back in behind Papineau. Klepov angles that off the wall. Nick Sema 2-on-2 into the zone with Barabanov. Onside, Sema carries a defender to the net. Turnaround backhand shot, and a save by Luke Johnson. Good work by Sema to even get a chance away there. Here come the Steelheads on the counterattack. Tossed in by Ty Daniels. Papineau in behind the net. Dropped it off to Graydon Jones. 2 minutes and some change gone here in the third period. Jones, high hit at the line, gets it back in deep. Steelheads are on this loose puck. This one turned back and behind Johnson's net. Gervais on the forecheck. This is picked up here by Troy Patton. A big-time collision as Gervais comes right over and runs into Patton on the way through. This is Jones out of the back corner. Poked out by Blake Barnes. Gervais got to get back after it. Up the near side wall. Uri Rauja to the middle of the ice. Nikita Klepov into the offensive zone. Snaps a shot, and that one may have been gotten a piece of by the goaltender Johnson. Another big-time collision is Rauja on the receiving end of that one. Avery in the neutral zone. Lost it, though. Rauja's back in. Down the wing. Takes a shot. Stick save by Johnson. The rebound. Rauja couldn't get to it. Avery gets it back out to neutral ice. Oh, boy, did Harmer ever have a chance to run over one of the Steelheads. He takes the puck instead. Carson Harmer, the late man from the bench. You heard the Brampton bench bark at, I believe it was Avery who was in the train tracks. Steelheads take that away, and this one thrown back down into Papineau's area. Out to play it on the backhand. Up the near side, James Go for Carson Harmer. On it from center, poked out with some help from Xander Valeris. Steelheads will take it. They are onside, they say. That was close at the line. This one fired back in behind Caleb Papineau's net. Lucas DeMiglio to try and glove it down. James Go, outlet pass for Storch. Sweeps it back in for Brody Popoy to chase down. Fibiger gets there first. Stick lift from Popoy. Puck is dropped off back in behind the Brampton net. Parker Von Richter there. Almost 4 minutes gone here in the third. Back in with speed. McGregor Richmond. Closed off by Levi Harper. Jacob Kluche taken into the boards by Zabeski. Now Richmond gets a shot away. That's high over the head of Papineau again. Cartwright. Back down low for the Steelheads in the offensive end. In the right circle. Avery near side. David Green. Creeps down the boards. Lays it back around. Witkowski. Turned it back up to the right side. Cartwright again. Fired back down low. Walkout shot and a save made by Papineau. As he shuts down Witkowski on a dangerous chance. Shot from the bottom ridge of the circle. Right into the midsection. Papineau makes the save. Levi Harper has been a little on the frustrated side here in the last little bit. You understand why. The slashing call in the second period. And then I believe it was Ty Daniels came over and there was basically some hip contact right with Harper's jaw that went unnoticed, and Harper gives him an extra toss down after the fact. Got away with one there. It's Fibiger's long shot from the left point off the faceoff. That's a left pad save again by Papineau. Rebound chance saved by Papineau, and he snares the rebound with the glove as it was popped up at shoulder height. 15:34 left here in the third period. The chances continue here from Brampton. For Brampton in this third period. 2 shots aside, though. Offensive zone faceoff won by the Steelheads. They split their own defensive pairing. Give and go from their own end now. Fibiger up for Daniels over the hand of Valeris. Papineau's going to glove it, and he'll give a little bit of a shot to Julian DeMiglio, who was skating into Papineau's zip code, and Josh Glavin waiting there patiently. As a deterrent, one of Saginaw's alternate captains here, Josh Glavin. Defensive zone faceoff for Saginaw. 15-19 here in the third period. Patton to go against Nick Sema. Klepov and Barabanov out with Sema. Von Richter. Fibiger shot through traffic. Another save from Papineau. Patton turns it back in deep, all the way around to the right point. A long shot that sails wide. Papineau a bit off balance. Fibiger takes a shot. That goes off the skate of Valeris out the other side. Bit of a shooting gallery here for Brampton. Jakob Fibiger slid over. Another point shot. Tipped down into the skates of Xander Valeris on the way through for Mason Zabeski. Up to the left point, Fibiger shot into traffic again. That one gets blocked. Taken by Xander Valeris. Up the near side wall, looking for Klepov. Sherratt gives him a pop. This is Glavin now back behind the Saginaw net. Thought he had more time. Sherratt steals in front. Zabeski went off the toe of his stick. Papineau's lost his net. He scrambles back, the puck below the goal line. This is Glavin now. Up to Barabanov. Von Richter's just going to fire that back in. And Sherratt is all alone in the left wing corner now. Put that right onto the tape of Barabanov. Got it right back, though. Sherratt a long shot and a save again here by Papineau. And Zabeski tries to put Glavin in a headlock. That'll draw a little bit of extracurriculars. 14:26 to go in the third. These two teams keep giving the puck back and forth to one another. A couple of really close chances there. On the Brampton side of things, Papineau's able to make some more saves. was a one-goal game going into the third period last night against the Guelph Storm. Charlie Paquette on the back of the net early in the third period. That really took the wind out of the sails and set the tone for the whole third. An insurance goal here for Brampton would feel crushing at this point. This is Reed Gee back in the offensive zone again here for the Steelheads. James Go takes a check. Move the puck to Trevor Thoyer. Back into the offensive end here for the Spirit. In behind the net, Liam Storch tries to throw a body check. This one turned back out here by Brampton. James Go. Little deflection there with the stick on Justin Bottineau. Bottineau and the Steelheads are into the offensive end, hauled down by James Go. Puck moved to Levi Harper, off the boards and out. Thoyer at his own blue line, finds James Go. Leads the rush in, dropped it off. Liam Storch trying to cut to the middle. This is that puck off into the corner. Gervais tries to jump out of a hit. Gervais back up high. Brody Popoy at the line. Fired back down low. Storch the first man to it. Up the boards, puck in towards the middle. Popoy chases it down. Storch sneaks off on a line change. Brody Popoy cuts up the top of the zone now for James Go. Long shot into traffic. Good deflection there by Gervais. And a save by Luke Johnson for a faceoff. 13:24 to go. Third period. Offensive zone faceoff upcoming for the Spirit. They're getting the chances going. 2-1 they trail. Back to Brampton after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Hi, this is Jacob Lutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
13:24 here in the third period. A 2-1 lead for the Brampton Steelheads. Caleb Papineau has been the story of the hockey game for Saginaw, of players that are still in it. Nick Sema to take this face-off between Jacob Kluche and Carson Harmer. Wins it back. Blake Barnes sweeps it in to keep the play alive. Nick Sema doing what he can to wrestle the puck away from two Steelhead players. Blake Barnes has to track back to center and Graydon Jones. For Jacob Kluche, gets taken into the boards and down for an icing. Nick Sema got a little bit of a whack there from Julian DiMiglio. Sema's going to argue his case, but the linesman all the way back now in the Spirit end. DiMiglio nearly got a stick up high on Nick Sema. He's right in front of the linesman. On his way back through arguing the icing. DiMiglio and Sema are going to go here on this draw, but now DiMiglio will get waved out. Waved back in. These guys don't know if they're being waved out or not. So Sema and DiMiglio do stay in the faceoff dot. Nick Sema wins it. 7 minutes gone here in the third period. Saginaw trailing 2-1. DiMiglio back up through center here for the Steelheads. 3-on-2, they hit the line. Witkowski, long shot, right pad, saved by Papineau. Loose rebound, bounces around right between the dots of the shot by Richmond off the body. Sema's on things here. Back up to his own blue line. Sema into the offensive end for Jacob Kluche. Hits the late man. Graydon Jones walks in, and that shot goes high. Kluche shovels it to the net. Knocked down by the skate of Jakob Fibiger. Turns things the other direction here. Fibiger into the offensive zone. Off some skates and some sticks and out of play. 12:31 to go here in the third. Caleb Papineau makes an adjustment to one of his skates. Fantastic save, one of his best of the night. Just caught the top edge of his pad. He's able to keep it out and frantic control of the rebound. The Steelheads do get a shot away, but it doesn't get to the net as it was blocked. Now a chance here, Sharon. Another pad save by Papineau. The rebound sent wide in front. As Zabeski has Josh Glavin on top of him. Xander Valeris has this puck. He looks to spur the breakout. Klepov, cross ice. Valeris is offside. That'll stop things in their tracks. 12:19 here in period 3. Spirit had been mounting some chances. They'll have to drop things in the neutral zone again. Klepov's going to take this face-off. Brody Popoy has been brought up onto the top line with Klepov and Barabanov. And Sherrod's going to give a couple of pops to Brody Popoy prior to this draw. A few more before this puck goes. Sherrod's going to keep on going. Popoy says, I'm just trying to get lined up here for this face-off. Mac Nickel comes up to Sherrod and says, hey, one more and you're in the box. They're off the draw. More jousting up high. And one of the Spirit players, Josh Glavin, got put into the Brampton bench for a second. He's got this puck back out at center. One of the Spirit players just got drilled away from the puck. It was Klepov. I believe it was Sherrod who ran it. Puck fired back in. A blocker save made by Papineau. And he will cover. And that was a strange sequence. Not sure exactly where Klepov factored into things. He's going to come over and have a couple more things to say to Owen Cartwright. And now this is one of the instances Saginaw's got to be careful because the initial hit didn't get called, didn't get picked up on. So Klepov comes over and retaliates. The Spirit could get tagged for something here. Defensive zone face-off in their own end. Nothing comes of it. So we'll stay at 5-on-5 here, 12:01 to go in the third. Face off to the left of Caleb Papineau. Steelheads win it. Back at the right point. Cartwright, long shot into traffic. Saved by Papineau. The rebound bounces wide. Far corner again. Levi Harper races over. Barabanov hesitated to try and pick up that puck, so Harper's got to go back to work against Ty Daniels. Puck in the far corner. Steelheads work it out. Barabanov reels it in. Back up for Brody Popoy. Into the offensive end with speed. Popoy drops it off. Barabanov cross ice right around in front. Oh, what a save, Johnson. He robs Klepov and got a piece of the goalpost, too. Cross ice pass. Harper tries to send one towards the net. Klepov down into the corner. Back behind the Brampton net. Klepov up high. James Go, center point. Walking over into the right circle. Takes a shot wide and out the other direction. Harper keeps it in. Now Klepov far boards. Barabanov just inside the offensive blue line. Igor Barabanov skates it. Shifts into the right wing circle down to the goal line. Barabanov right to the net. Can't get a shot away. Johnson may have made the save. Brody Popoy now into the corner again. Back behind the Brampton net. Popoy stops up. Looking for a lane up high. James Go to Levi Harper. A point shot off a body just wide. Klepov taken into the net. Puck is behind it. 3 Steelheads on it there. They'll flip it up high. Good work by Harper trying to keep it in. It just squeaked back out between his skates. And so out into the neutral zone it comes. And now this is Cartwright again to fire it back in. Papineau there to stop it up. Back behind the net. Avery steals right in front. Good chance there for Richmond. Now Reed Gee, a shot that gets deflected up out of play. With 10:21 here in the third period, it stays 2-1. Couple of good saves from Luke Johnson. A little bit of help from the goalpost. And the hits, the aggression ratcheting up here in this third period. Offensive zone faceoff. This is DeMiglio. Spirit will take it back here after Gervais. Graydon Jones leads the counterattack. 10:15 to go here in the third. At the line, a long point shot. Sails just wide. That's off the stick of Uri Rauja. Gervais, cross ice. Barnes, one-time shot goes wide. Rebound out of the corner. Gervais got it. Down, lays it in front. Just a little pass off the pads. Johnson made the save. Sema can't get to the rebound. He taps it back down low for Gervais again. Out of the corner, Gervais knocked off the puck. Nick Sema chops after Avery. Tumbles into the boards. Reed Gee's on the puck here for the Steelheads to fire it out off the glass. Caleb Papineau up to Blake Barnes. Now Nick Sema at the offensive blue line. Hit by Sherrod. Off the near side board. Sherrod's going to find Witkowski. Shut down by Xander Valeris at the Saginaw blue line. Angled back around. Bouncing puck met by Josh Glavin. Turned over though. Sherrod there. Gervais wrestles to try and get it back. Lucas DeMiglio. Steelheads up to the point. Near side. Off the wall. Jakob Fibiger. Takes a shot into traffic, goes off a body into the glass. Poked out by Uri Rauja, gets held up at the Saginaw blue line, but keeps on going one-on-one against Fibiger. Long shot into the glove of Johnson. Rauja did not have enough gas left in the tank. He knew to get past Jakob Fibiger, but he did have a decent shot. He was able to get off into the glove, though, of the netminder, Luke Johnson. Saginaw just now getting to 19 shots on goal in this period. 9:07 left in regulation. Carson Harmer's line out with Kluche and Thoyer. Steelheads win the deep zone face-off and get it up to center ice. James Go. Twisting this one back in. Jakob Fibiger there to pick things up for Brampton. Zabeski up to center ice. Over the offensive blue line, laid it back in. Trevor Thoyer there for Saginaw. Can't move the puck cleanly. And one of the Steelheads is taking a stick up high. Play going to continue here. Levi Harper, outlet pass. Up to Kluche. Flip back in. All the way around the far side boards, the Steelheads will rim it. Fibiger. Pass up into the offensive zone. This will be carried here. Julian DeMiglio can't cut towards the middle of the ice. The Spirit take over again. This is Trevor Thoyer out to center red. Peter Green. Steelheads will throw things back out to the neutral zone. 8:13 to go in the third. Harper has to wait for Kluche to touch up. Harper just fires it off the wall. They've all got to go back for a change. Owen Cart right back in behind the Brampton net. Pass up to center ice, couple of bounces. Blake Barnes on it here. Up looking for Barabanov, gets run over by David Green. Not sure if Barabanov touched that puck. That's probably what Barabanov will argue right now. 7:53 to go. Saginaw tagged with an icing call. Spirit trying to avoid a third consecutive loss. Just 4 wins in their last 14 hockey games. Down 2-1 right now. 7:53 here in the third period. Something's got to get going there. Even with Brampton in the shot chances here in the third period, 8-7. This puck back in behind the Saginaw net. Barabanov has to race after it. Blake Barnes up the wall. Von Richter hit by Popoy. Down to the corner. Sherrod all alone in front. Great chance there. Witkowski shut down by Caleb Papineau. Long point shot again. That's off a leg. This is Sherrod now. Near side boards. Back for Avery in the corner. Angled around Witkowski. Up the boards. Read well by Brody Popoy. Gets stopped up at the line. This one corrected by David Green back in the Brampton zone. Angled back in by Avery. Braden Jones gets there as Witkowski's in hot pursuit. Short pass to Blake Barnes. Out the other direction at center. Barabanov ducks around to hit. Here's a chance. Barabanov in for Klepov, the late man. The drop pass and a glove save by Johnson. Fumbled it for a second. And Reed Gee comes over to Nikita Klepov. His stick was tied up as he was looking for the extra follow-up stick check there. 7:06 here in regulation. It stays 2-1. Johnson getting a little bit busier here in the third. Faceoff will come to his left. Harmer, Kluche, and Sebastian Gervais off the boards here. Levi Harper and James Go again on the back end. They'll probably be these two lines back and forth until the Spirit can find their way into the back of the net. Carson Harmer. As Troy Patton pulls this back off the face-off here for the Steelheads. Reed Gee is hit by Sebastian Gervais on the far wall. All the way around it comes. This is Zabeski now. Brampton captain can't get it out. Now Kluche, a steal in the slot and a save made by Johnson. And there's more afterwards as Gervais pairs off. Carson Harmer's got Reed Gee in a headlock. One of the other Spirit players just got tackled. Kluche has two Steelheads on top of him right now. 6:50 here in regulation. James Go's trying to wrestle these guys off. Finally, everybody is separated. Kluche can't believe it. Zabeski's giving Kluche an earful. Kluche's all smiles right now, and they're going to keep John right after each other. I guess they're both going to go to the penalty box. Well, it's quiet enough in. You can probably hear what they're saying. As the John's going to continue. Offsetting penalties here. The first minors of the third here with 6:50 left in it. Roughing calls, nothing more after that. Kluche was the man in front. He got pushed into the netminder a little bit by the defender in front. And I don't believe he was in much of a hurry to get out of there. But you got two players on top of you. Taking extra pokes. It took a little while to get those guys off of Jacob Kluche. He and Zabeski still going at it in the penalty boxes right now. Sebastian Gervais and Gabriel Sherratt looking for some answers outside the referee's area. Another Steelheads player is over. Jakob Fibiger over to deliver the stick of Gabriel Sherratt, or Mason Zabeski rather. So 4-on-4 here. 6:50 left. Gervais come over to relay to Chris Lazary everything he was just told. There's always one Eastern Conference opponent every year that things get a little nastier than you would expect for two teams that never see each other. It might be Brampton this year. There's been a lot that has gone unnoticed here in this hockey game, and I think it's wearing on everybody. James Richmond, the head coach for the Steelheads, is down on the bench. He's come right up to the ledge, and he's engaged in discussion right now with Alex Jobert, the referee. Face off in the neutral zone outside the Brampton end. So we'll skate it 4-on-4 here. Two really key players in either penalty box, Kluche and Zabeski. Steelheads win the draw. Back in their own end. Witkowski off the boards. Drop back, Fibiger. Von Richter up to Witkowski. Try to stick handle through James Go. They'll battle each other. Witkowski gets around Go. Now this is back in the Saginaw end behind the goal line, Levi Harper. Gabriel Sherratt forces the issue. Harper's got to go behind the net now to James Go. Another bouncer off the wall. Back to Levi Harper. 30 seconds gone off the 4-on-4. 6-12 here in regulation. Saginaw trailing Brampton 2-1. Each of the goals that were scored in the first period. Levi Harper turns it back in behind the net. Luke Johnson. Barabanov trying to steal out of the corner. This is Gabriel Sherratt. Klepov in the follow-up. Steelheads hang on to it still. This is Jakob Fibiger out to center. Doesn't like what he sees, so he's back into his own end to restart. Fibiger dropping it back again. Line changes for both parties. 52 seconds left at 4-on-4. Fibiger back. Carson Harmer is going to pursue David Green back in behind the Brampton net. This is Julian DeMiglio now down the left side with some speed and a shot right on and a save for Caleb Papineau. Not too dangerous there, right around the chest protector. 5:25 left in the third period. We'll stay at 4-on-4 for a few seconds more. 2-1. Brampton's got the lead. We'll close off regulation. Back in a moment here on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
5:25 here in regulation. 2-1 for the Brampton Steelheads. Josh Avery opened the scoring 5 minutes into the first period before Nikita Klepov got the Spirit even on a power play goal. Levi Harper and Igor Barabanov got the assists. Keaton Ardov, just 2 minutes later, put Brampton ahead. And then nobody found the back of the net since then. Jacob Kluche and Mason Zabeski are in the penalty boxes right now. We're skating at 4-on-4 for 36 more seconds. Offensive zone faceoff here for Brampton. Sema and Harmer get it out of danger. Bouncing puck. Sema's got a little trouble with it. Now it's Blake Barnes on the near side boards. He turns back and gets some room for himself. Puck move now to Graydon Jones. Back up to Barnes. Under his stick blade. Chases it up to the red line. Barnes has to wrestle it past McGregor Richmond. Now Nick Sema into the offensive end. Can't get around David Green, and Sema blows a tire. Green leads the charge the other way. Into the skates of Blake Barnes. Turned around, gets it out of danger there. Carson Harmer. Sema on the pass from Graydon Jones. Sema pushes this one back in. Out of the boxes are Zabeski and Kluche. Richmond takes the hit in the Brampton end. This one back around. Owen Cartwright lofted out, and Kluche's going to catch it. Down into the right wing corner. Kluche tries to hold off Green. Kluche continues the battle. Out of the corner. Turned over now Zabeski. Back up through center ice here for the Steelheads. Hit by Jacob Kluche. Puck picked up now by Carson Harmer. Steelheads trying to get a line change in. 4:15 left in regulation. Still 2-1 Brampton. Turnaround chance from Harmer. Does not get to the front of the net. All the way back around. Here as this puck is taken by Zabeski. Flipped up. More bounces. Xander Valeris turned it up the far wall. Botno has things high in the Saginaw end. Taken by Brody Papoy. And they get things out to neutral ice. Fibiger. Given over to Parker Von Richter. And this will go all the way down. The icing's been waved out here. It's Papineau. Has to decide what he wants to do with this puck. We'll give it to Brody Papoy. Levi Harper now. Inside 4 to go. Cut off. Barabanov stolen there by Avery. He scores. 3:39 here in regulation. And it's 3-1 Brampton. Second goal of the night for Avery. The Spirit just a little slow getting out of the defensive end. Avery the steal. Barabanov and I believe Harper got a little tied up with one another. Avery steals and he snaps it low on the glove side of Caleb Papineau. Chris Lasry motioning down towards Caleb Papineau. He's saying, hey, be ready. I'm coming. Shoot. 3:39 left. In what's now a 2-goal game. Face off at center ice. Steelheads win it back. Jakob Fibiger to Von Richter. Up to Daniels trying to get around James Go here. Sebastian Gervais comes back. Chris Lasry has 4 forwards out right now. Barabanov leads the charge up ice. There goes Papineau. Kluche into the zone. Curlin drag shot. That one shouldered up and out of danger by Luke Johnson. This one out of the corner, now behind the net. Barabanov. And behind the Brampton net. Centering feet. Good save again by Johnson there on Klepov. This one ripped all the way back out to center. James goes in a foot race right now, and he is able to beat Keaton Ardaugh back to it. Now back in behind the Saginaw net. 3 minutes left in regulation. Witkowski's going to pick up the only assist on the Avery goal. This is up to Carson Harmer. Down the wing, backhands it in. Von Richter off some bodies in the skate of Carson Harmer. James Go in the neutral zone. Kluche pushes it in, takes a check from Patton. Steelheads go off the glass. Zabeski can't get it out. Carson Harmer lays it there for Nikita Klepov. Back in the trapezoid. Klepov now in front of chance for Harmer, and a save made by Johnson. And again, one of the Spirit players in a headlock from Von Richter. And again, it's Jacob Kluche. But Von Richter does not hang on long enough to draw a call. 2:26 here in period 3. Net stays empty here for the Spirit. They're looking to the bench, but we have a timeout on the Spirit side of things. I believe that's the case. Chris Lasry gets the whiteboard out. 2:26 here in regulation. The Spirit need a pair. There is time. There has to be a sense of urgency. Spirit trying to avoid a losing streak of 3 games or more for what would be the 4th time this year. Chances have been here in the 3rd period. And again, the slow seconds have really hampered Saginaw lately. And again, would it help if you had another defenseman out there and still had Dimas Yilkin? Absolutely. Caleb Papineau is on the Saginaw bench. There is time. 2:26. The Spirit need a pair of goals, down 3-1. Luke Johnson gets back into the Brampton cage. 22 saves on the hockey game for the youngster. Face off in the offensive zone for the Spirit. Come to the boards. Now back at the right point, James Go. Center point. Barabanov now, left circle. Back to James Go again. Walking in near side. This is Nikita Klepov. Gervais battling in front. Klepov goal line. Carson Harmer. Back up. Nikita Klepov walks off the boards. Takes a shot, that gets blocked. Rebound comes out, Barabanov the shot, and that's snared by Johnson. And Gervais gets the immediate attention, but nothing more after that. 2:01 here in regulation. Face-off stays in the offensive zone for the Spirit, now in the left wing circle. So fresh bodies on here for Brampton. As Sebeski and Patton and Sherrod have been their best line tonight, they're back on the bench. Last game of the weekend for both hockey clubs. They want to end on a high note. Steelheads win the D-zone draw. Tap back up the far boards, kept in by James Go. Gervais spins it underneath, looking for Barabanov. Brampton takes over. They get the puck back out past Klepal as Gervais is on things here from neutral ice. 1:45 left in regulation. James Go off of Barabanov. Von Richter off the glass. Knocked down by Harmer. Bouncer just at the top of the line. Kluche. It did come out, so delayed offside. Steelheads will take over. Blocked, but it goes into the net. Witkowski took the shot from the neutral zone. Carson Harmer tried to block it. It bounced off Harmer and into the back of the net. A 4-1 lead here in the final 90 seconds of the game. Well, it's hard to tell if that puck was going in or not as it went off Carson Harmer. The right idea was there. Kieran Witkowski, 8th of the season into the empty net. That'll seal the deal here on this Saturday night. Final 90 seconds here. And we'll see what the carnage factor is at the tail end of regulation in this one. Braden Jones back in behind. Avery pulled back out here for Botno. We'll see if the Steelheads try to get their pound of flesh for the hit to the head on Manuel Amato. As this shot gets rifled high and wide. Or maybe the cross-check from Kluche as Liam Storch takes the hit from Botno. Reed Gee slid across. Peter Green back for Avery. Laid ahead. Under the stick of Hardoff. Caleb Papineau up the far boards. Rauja. This one thrown towards the net. Out the other direction. Green across ice shot. That one off the glass. It does come out delayed offside here against Brampton. Braden Jones is on things here again. Steelheads will come to Saginaw on January the 4th. That is Saginaw's return to action in the new year. We'll see exactly what transpires in that hockey game as Caleb Papineau turns things around from behind the Saginaw net. This one shot up and out of play. 16.9 here in regulation. So it'll be 3 straight on the skid here for the Spirit. Brampton snaps their 3-game skid. And they do it again after difficult dropping of the lead the other night against the Niagara Ice Dogs. Back in behind the Saginaw net, Xander Valeris goes off the glass. And, of course, there's the other concern of what happens to Dimas Yilkin and Hayden Barch. There are probably some suspensions that could be handed out here. That's it for this one. 24-save performance for Luke Johnson. He picks up his first win in the Ontario Hockey League. Brampton 4-1 over the Saginaw Spirit. Caleb Papineau, the busier of the 2 goaltenders by far. Stops 34 out of 38, but Spirit unable to get things done here. They fall to the Brampton Steelheads 4-1 to close out this road trip. They got the London Knights next Friday. Time to regroup, reset. We'll take a break. Post-game coverage coming up here in a moment on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey is WSGW.
Saginaw finds their offensive footing a little bit here in the third, but they're unable to make anything happen. The Steelheads pull even further ahead and close this one out with an empty netter for a 4-1 win. Let's take a look back at that final frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 2-1 Steelheads heading into this third period. Saginaw got a full minute, even more than a full minute, at even strength to start out this period. It's the first time in this game. They put on the pressure right away in the offensive end, get a couple shots on net. On the other end, the Steelheads put together some dangerous chances. Papineau stays strong, shuts down shot after shot.
Away with one there. It's Fibberger's long shot from the left point off the faceoff. That's a left pad save again by Papineau. Rebound chance saved by Papineau, and he snares the rebound with the glove as it was popped up at shoulder height.
Back and forth it continues. A 3-on-2 by the Trout. Threatens to put it out of reach. Papineau kicks out with the right pad. A fantastic save to deny Kieran Witkowski. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game, coming here in the third period by Caleb Papineau.
Back up through center here for the Steelheads. 3-on-2, they hit the line. Witkowski, long shot, right pad, saved by Papineau. Loose rebound, bounces around right between the dots of the shot by Richmond off the body.
A great kick out with the right pad, launching the puck out of danger. Caleb Papineau, his fifth start of the season, making 34 saves on the night. The Spirit kept manufacturing some good chances in the offensive end amid some more physical play, opening up a little bit more room for themselves. Nikita Klepov very nearly cashes in off a pass across from Barabanov, but Johnson dives forward for the stop.
Back up for Brody Papoy. Into the offensive end with speed. Papoy drops it off. Barabanov cross ice right around in front. Oh, what a save, Johnson! He robs Klepov and got a piece of the goal post, too.
Probably Saginaw's best scoring chance of the third period there. They continue to find some opportunities. They give up a few the other way, but neither team able to break through. At 13 minutes, 10 seconds, Jacob Kluche and Mason Zabeski exchange roughing penalties. It goes 4-on-4. Neither squad really able to make anything of it, and it returns to 5-on-5, but with just less than 4 minutes remaining, 16 minutes, 20 seconds. Witkowski disrupts a Spirit breakout in their own end. Joshua Avery hops on the loose puck and scores to make it 3-1.
Levi Harper now, inside 4 to go. Cut off, Barabanov, stolen there by Avery, he scores! 3:39 here in regulation, and it's 3-1 Brampton.
Papineau's pulled to make it 6-on-5 as soon as the Spirit gained control after that one. And then with a minute 30 left, a shot into the empty net by Kieran Witkowski makes it 4-1, puts it out of reach for the Spirit. Shots on goal in the third favored Saginaw for the first time of the night, 13-12. Still a game total of 39-25 in favor of the Steelheads. Scoring in the third, all Steelheads. It was first Josh Avery from Kieran Witkowski, and then Witkowski gets one of his own. Parker Von Richter picks up the assist on the empty netter there. One more look at our out-of-town scores. They're brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. 3 games have wrapped up, 3 just getting set to drop the puck here this evening. The Brantford Bulldogs come away with a 7-2 win over the North Bay Battalion, and the Barrie Colts finish out a 2-1 win over the Kingston Frontenacs. Barrie had held a 1-goal lead into the third period. Kingston gets it back, but former Spirit player Bodie Stewart scores the game winner there for the Colts. Facing off in just a few minutes, the Owen Sound Attack hosts the Erie Otters, the Peterborough Petes host the Ottawa 67s, and the London Knights visit the Windsor Spitfires. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. We'll send you back now to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth and Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. 35 saves in the hockey game for Caleb Papineau. Another goal for Nikita Klepov, his team-leading 16th of the season, but that's about it to write home about on the Saginaw side of things. Keaton Ardahl, a goal for the Steelheads. It was the go-ahead goal. It was the game-winning goal, and it happened 15 minutes into the hockey game. He's your third star. Luke Johnson picks up his first victory in the Ontario Hockey League, 24 saves on 25 shots. Again, Brampton's second-round pick in 2025. Not draft eligible until next year, but a good start here. Congratulations to Luke Johnson on your first OHL victory. He's your second star of the game. And Josh Avery, his first multi-goal game as a Brampton Steelhead, came over in that trade with the Brantford Bulldogs earlier this year. He finishes the night with 2 goals and an assist. He got the assist on the game-winning goal from Keaton Ardaugh. He's your first star in tonight's hockey game, a 4-1 win for the Brampton Steelheads. 3 stars brought to you by Applebee's. Our Applied Innovation look ahead, Saginaw back to Saginaw here after the end of this road trip. But they will embark on one more road game here prior to the Christmas break. They'll play the London Knights next Friday, December the 12th, 7 o'clock. We'll be live here on WSGW at 6:45 with pregame. Spirit have already picked up a win in that building. It's one of the hardest places in the OHL to win. They'll need one on that game because they come home the next night. They got to deal with the Kitchener Rangers, 7:05 from the Dow Event Center on Saturday, December the 13th. Superhero night with the Can Council. Wednesday, December 17th, home against the Sioux Greyhounds. An orbit giveaway, courtesy of Bronner's Christmas Village. And then Saturday, December the 20th, Oshawa in town. The Spirit take on the Generals on Teddy Bear Toss Night with GFL. Your Applied Innovation look ahead. That's it before the Christmas break. Just 4 games remain. In the 4-1 loss, Saginaw falls to 9-14, 3-3 on the year. They are still in 8th place in that final playoff position in the Western Conference, but they'll need some more points here before the year is over. Brampton improves to 12-14, 2-1 on the season. These two teams will meet one more time again, January the 4th in Saginaw. But that's all we got for you here from Brampton this evening. Thanks again to Jonathan for all that he does running the studio back at WSGW headquarters. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks so much for being with us tonight, everybody. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you next weekend.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.